family. You are tuned in to another amazing episode of the Vooka Breakfast Show. My name is TC Gamazibugo Shabalala, your prime cut creative and your positivity dose of the day. I am obviously never alone. I can never be alone because, of course, we have an amazing team here at the Vooka Breakfast Show committed to making you the content that keeps you energized and gives you the vibrance you need to get on with your day. I'm introducing my co-host for the day, Umweketi My Money. How are you, my brother?
TC, a very good morning to you. Thank you so much, man, for that beautiful intro. I'm feeling good, man, because it's a brand new week. And you know, right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show, we always bring you some good contents that we're going to unpack. And also we bring guests from various and different fields so that they can share much and use that information right there at home so that you can use it, to apply it on your daily basis. By the way, my name is Muketi Maimane, and this is the VOOKA Breakfast Show, your epic morning show that you've been waiting for. It's yet another brand new week. Yeah, TC, I am feeling good. I don't know about you, man. How are you feeling this morning?
Like you said, Mweketi, it's a brand new week, which means it's another opportunity to keep you entertained, informed, and engaged right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show. Of course, man, it's about to be an epic show because you've got us, your team that keeps you entertained, informed, and engaged. Don't forget to subscribe, set your notifications so we can keep bringing you this amazing show. Mweketi,
yes.
What do you have in store for us today?
Yeah, definitely. Speaking about what we have in store for you today is what we call our picture of the day. Surely you can see a picture behind me and you're asking yourself, Mo, what is that picture? But if you know what is the picture, you can quickly write down on the comments and say, you know what, Mo, I know that place, I've been there, and here is my experience. So for those who don't know the picture behind me, this is Ukhahlamba Drakensberg Mountains, right? Obviously we want to know more about Ukhahlamba Drakensberg Mountain, the background information about it, what is going on, and when can you go to visit with your family. So with me right here, I have an background information just that I want to share with you. So they say the Drakensberg and Ukhahlamba Mountain is the eastern section of the Great Escarpment surrounding the central southern African plateau. It reaches elevation of 2,000 to 3,482 meters within South Africa and Lesotho. Spanning over 1,000 kilometers, the Drakensberg forms borders between Lesotho and multiple South African provinces, including the Eastern Cape, KwaZulu-Natal, Free State, Mpumalanga, and notable landmarks along the escarpment. So it also includes the Blood River Canyon, Three Rendezvous, and God's Window, the famous one that people always have spoken about. And then moving on further north, it transitions into Klein Drakensberg and in Limpopo within the Volksberg Iron Crown Mountain as the province's highest point. Westward, it extends to the Stride Port Mountains near Mokopane. So obviously for people who love hiking, for people who love, nature views, the Ukhahlamba Drakensberg Mountain, it is, the place and the tourist attraction that you guys can visit. So TC, have you ever been to the mountains?
I have not, Mo, unfortunately, but it is on my short left places to visit here in Mzansi. It's a beautiful landscape and of course marks one of the most beautiful landmarks in KZN. And like you said, I am a nature lover. I'm somebody who loves the green there in KZN. Of course, the Ukhahlamba Mountains are one of those places that makes KZN just that much more beautiful to me as a nature lover. And I would love to one day, take a hike. There are beautiful resorts right there. It's a place that really is and should be on your, bucket list perhaps, or on your short list of places to visit right here in Mzansi, our beautiful land that has so much to offer you. So Mo, have you been? Because You know, you're talking about it. Have you been there?
No. By the way, I've never been to the mountains, but definitely I would actually advise, anyone who wants to take out their family, for this beautiful, adventurous, a trip to the Ukahlamba Drakensberg mountain. So it is advised that you can go to Short Left and SA Tourism. Just visit the SA Tourism website to know more about, the tourist attraction and, the prices on what you can pay, what you can expect. So what you can do is just to visit the www.shortleft.co.za. That is the information. That is the website where you're going to get all of the information that you need. But that is where we're going to end it, and I hope that you guys are going to, get into detail with the Ukahlamba Drakensberg mountain. So TC, back to you. Tell us, what do we have today on the show?
Well, thank you very much on that picture of the day, Mo, giving us that much needed big start on thinking on what we would love to do for our travel plans. If you are a traveler, if you're tuned in and you are a tourist in this beautiful land of ours, do make sure to tune into our show to see what our picture of the day is on the daily, because we do showcase what our country has to offer when it comes to tourist attractions, landmarks, or just natural wonders that you can go visit. Without further ado, let me let you know what you can expect on our show today. We have some guests for you, Ntundeni and Kagiso, who will be here on our show to let us know more about what they do. And then, of course, you have your natural and everyday favorites right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show. Your Today in History, Word of the Day, and of course, your daily news, sports, and traffic updates. Speaking of which, we are about to head over to Mweketi Maimani with your news update, so stay tuned.
Vooka Breakfast Show.
We're out here in the heart of Soweto, Top Santon. This is right next to Zondi Hills and just before you get to Broad Fisher Club. I'm out here, my name is Musi West. I'm out here with the one and only maximum temperature. I'm working with my man. CC Seminana Wakamazibugo, and of course our station manager, the one and only Manelin Lyric. And we're traveling out here, man. This is what we do on the Vooka Breakfast Show.
Yeah, you gotta get it fresh.
We are fresh and nice. Now it's time to take the information to the people.
Of course, like Mo just mentioned, do stay tuned, comment, like, subscribe, share your thoughts and your opinions and everything else in between. We're going to be coming to a street to do live near you, wanting to know what your thoughts are out there on the street.
Most we've got TCO Wamazibugo with the traffic update. Right now we are going to N1 southbound to make sure that whatever that you guys get, it is real-time information. So looking at Mukhorosi, we have robots that are not working right here, but the traffic is moving. We're going to look at when is your rush hour time, when people are from the work, from school,
yes,
right?
Sir.
Yes, gonna give you your daily update. So do make sure that you stay with us. Mobile Vooka Breakfast Show.
Yes,
Once again, a very good morning. And if this is your first, morning headlines. So on the first headline, alleged rape of 7-year-old Kwekwe sparks outrage. 7-year-old Kwekwe was allegedly attacked on the school premises while waiting for her transport. Beckview College has come under fire for the poor handling of the case. Civil rights movement Not in My Name is demanding justice and an end to such violence act. Not in My Name's Temba Masango says the law enforcement need to question and test the school staff and find the perpetrator. On your second news headline, the man killed in mob justice attack in Coronationville. Multiple people have been injured in Slovo Park in Coronationville, Johannesburg, after a man reportedly doused a shack with petrol. Police spokesperson Mavela Masondo said that 19 women and 1 child were in the structure. The suspected arsonist was reportedly assaulted by members of the community following the blaze. The man was transported to hospital for treatment of his injuries, where he died upon arrival. Masondo said a case of murder has been opened. On the last one, African National Congress President Cyril Ramaphosa is adamant that the budget will pass. The ANC promises it won't abandon its transformation policies to get support from the DA to pass the budget. The party's NEC is gathered in Bergwood in Boksburg to focus on organizational matters. Issues affecting the country are unavoidable as the leading party in the multi-party coalition. Soshanguve mass shooting suspects identified. Witnesses to the Soshanguve mass shooting have positively identified the suspect. Gauteng Police Commissioner Tomi Mtombeni confirmed that an identity parade has been conducted. He's also explained that while the suspect admitted to certain aspects, it does not constitute a full legal confession. Mtombeni has clarified the difference between a confession and admission. The death toll stands at 6, while others were rushed to hospital. The shooting took place when local patrollers clashed with 5 unidentified men on the street. That's all for your news headline. Now heading on to your sports news. International football news. Rashford double fires Villa into FA Cup semis. Rashford's first goals for Aston Villa secured a 3-0 win over Preston on Sunday, sending them to their first FA Cup semi-final in 10 years. Rashford revitalized since his January loan from Manchester United, scored twice in the second half with Jacob Ramsey aiding a third. Rashford returned to form follows the struggles with United, where he clashed with managers and faced criticism. Villa, thriving under Emery, are in the Champions League quarter-final and aim for their first FA Cup title since 1957. Rashford's contribution highlight his potential for a strong season finish with Aston Villa. On the next headline, Arsenal appointed Henry Beta as their new sporting director, succeeding Edu. Beta, formerly with Atletico Madrid, contributed to 2 La Liga titles, Copa del Rey, Europa League and UEFA Super Cup wins during his tenure. He brings banking and football experience from clubs like Parma and Genoa. Beta aims to strengthen Arsenal's future as they face contract renewals for stars like Bukayo Saka and William Saliba. Arsenal, poised to finish second in the Premier League, again hope for a league title after over 20 years and may seek a prolific striker this summer. Fiorentina beat Atalanta in a blow to slim title hopes. Moise Kean's superb solo goal secured a Fiorentina 1-0 victory over Atalanta, denting the visitors' Scudetto hopes. Kean's strikes just before halftime marked the only goal, with Atalanta failing to register any shots on target. Atalanta remains third with 58 points, 6 behind leaders Inter Milan, while Fiorentina sits 8th with 51 points. Both teams started cautiously, and Kean redeemed an earlier missed chance to put Fiorentina ahead. Atalanta's top scorer Matteo Rattegui struggled following a recent thigh strain, and Fiorentina held firm for the win. Now heading on to your rugby news, John Dobson blast ill-disciplined Stormers following Ulster loss. The Stormers lost 38-34 to Ulster in the URC after a strong start, leading 17-0 with early tries from Evan Roos and Ben Loader. Discipline issues saw such Feinbeck Mgomezulu and a yellow card, and captain Nithling Fuchs a red, allowing Ulster back into the game. Despite the loss, the Stormers gained 6 log points from recent matches and sit 10th on the table, just 3 points behind 5th placed Munster, keeping their playoff hopes alive. That's all for now. Stay tuned for more news and sports updates throughout the show. Don't forget to share your thoughts on these matches and headlines with us on using social media, #Vooka Breakfast Show. Now let's head over to traffic with UTC Ogamazibuku.
Well, yeah, I should have lost many. Yes.
Wow. Hey family.
Hi.
My name is Tisiga Mazibugo Shabalala.
My name is Moketi Maimane.
My name is Musi Mist
My name is Ketue Mguni.
on the Vooka
Vooka Breakfast Show.
Every weekdays from 7 a.m.
to 10 a.m.
This is where we are going to have our topical discussion featuring various experts from different fields.
We're going to take care of you and it's going to be amazing, man. Right now I'm on the set of the Vooka Breakfast Show brought to you by the Blinko Network.
Do not forget to subscribe.
That's Vooka Breakfast Show on Facebook and all other social media platforms.
Vooka.
See you there. A grand and peaceful rising to you out there on the roads. Here's your latest traffic update. A stationary vehicle has been spotted on the N1 northbound shortly after the Allendale Road ramp, originating from the Allendale Road M39 East. This has led to the closure of 1 out of 6 lanes, possibly affecting traffic conditions ahead. Another stationary vehicle is situated on the N1 northbound at the ramp to the Maritzburg Road, connecting to the Maritzburg Road R24. The emergency lane is currently closed. On the N3 northbound near the ramp connecting to Gray Avenue, a stationary vehicle has caused partial lane obstruction. 1 lane out of 4 is currently closed, which may lead to moderate congestion in the area. There's another stationary vehicle reported on the N1 southbound at the Garsfontein Road ramp, originating from Garsfontein Road M30. Please note that 1 lane out of 5 is currently closed, potentially affecting traffic flow in the area. Roadworks are affecting the R21 northbound near the ramp to the Nalmapius Drive, resulting in lane restrictions. This is causing slower traffic in the vicinity. Drivers should remain cautious and alert, consider alternative routes, and to ensure a smoother travel. Significant congestion has been reported on the N3 northbound approaching the ramp to the Linksfield Road, which connects to the Linksfield Road M16. Delays are expected, especially during peak hours. That's all from me, TC Mazibuga, for your Vooka traffic. Don't forget to share any traffic disruptions we may have missed using the hashtag Vooka Traffic and hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show on our social media pages or comment on the chat below. Now let's head right into what promises to be yet another dose of motivation for the week on this Monday.
25 minutes past 7, and that was your news, sports, and traffic update. I hope that you got those ones. So, a simple thing that you can do is just to use the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show to let us know how is your traffic looking like where you are driving. And also the news headlines that we just gave you. Tell us what you think right there on our social media platforms. We are Vooka Breakfast Show on YouTube, Vooka Breakfast Show on Facebook. We are also Vooka Breakfast Show on X, TikTok, and Instagram. Do make sure that you follow us on those social media handles. Once again, a very good morning. Very good morning. You're watching Vooka Breakfast Show, your energetic start of the day, located in the heart of Johannesburg. It's Soweto, Dobsonville. That is where we are broadcasting live. My name is Moiketi Maimane. And also, I am not alone. I'm joined here by my fellow team member. A very good morning, TC, to you. And how are you doing this morning?
I am amazing, Mo. It's a Monday, and I am here live on the Vooka Breakfast Show with my amazing Vooka Breakfast family. Wherever you are watching and listening from, I am happy that you are able to join me. And obviously, I'm here just for you. Yeah. Don't forget to subscribe and set your notifications for the show so that you can catch us every morning. So we can give you just that boost, man. Just that something you need. Because you give me that boost I need to wake up. And that's why I'm here and feeling amazing, Mo.
Yeah, it's a very beautiful Monday morning, by the way. A start of the week. For most of the people, they will call it the Monday blues. It is very difficult to start the Monday with a positive dose. And what motivation do we need to keep up with the week that is ahead of us? We know someone out there that drowsy. Someone out there, is hungover, man. But a lot of people have always found Monday as this first day of the week that is so difficult to look forward to because it promises to be, when you look at Monday, it's like you're looking at the 1st of January up until the 31st of December.
Yeah.
So right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show, you know that we always treat Mondays different.
True.
And we don't cease to amaze with what we have here on the show. And obviously, with looking forward with what we have, man, it's going to be a very good week, a good promising week, because we do not disappoint when it comes to bringing people who share valuable information for the viewers out there at home. So let me know, man. How was your week?
My weekend, you mean?
Weekend.
Yes. Yeah. Because that is when we don't usually see each other here on the Vooka Breakfast Show, because we are only here on weekdays. But my weekend was amazing, Mo. Yeah. Today is indeed the last day of Human Rights Month. And, one of the headlines that we have here has been one that, is disturbing. But we will get into that later on. You guys just need to stay tuned. But yeah, my weekend, I attended an event. I hope you guys are prepared to see some of that footage that we shot at Curiosity yesterday for our last Sunday of the month event called We Are Human, celebrating what connects us, what unites us, and what brings us together as human beings. Obviously, on the last Sunday of Human Rights Month. So, of course, I spent my weekend fulfilling my obligation as a content creator, guys, I do this just for you, and relaxing as well, getting in some much needed self-care, because self-care is important for me to be able to have this energy on this wonderful Monday. And you, Mo?
Why were we not invited? What do
you
you mean?
You were, but of course, Mwari Pizza had Mwari Pizza, obviously, having these sacred Sunday sessions, the sacred Sunday experience was one one thing that here at the Vooka Breakfast Show, we like to have. We want to get involved in your events. We want to get involved in the community. So you should always let us know on our social media platforms and get in touch with us directly if you would like us to come right out to you and see what you're getting up to, interview some people, talk to some people, because we love getting to hear your thoughts and opinions.
Yeah, and we love pizza.
Right?
Yeah, man. So obviously people should know about this one, man.
Yeah.
Because I am a lover of pizza.
Yeah.
You know, first thing. So definitely the next invite, please make sure that you emphasize that this event is happening and you must come.
Yeah.
That is all I want to hear so that I can find myself. I love pizza, guys. Come on, man. You know, so for my weekend, man, it was well spent.
Yeah.
You know, well spent because what did I do? I was resting, man. You know, resting is something that I am not susceptible to. Right?
Susceptible.
Yeah, susceptible to. So, you know, I spend most of my weekends resting, you know, and refueling myself for the energy that I'm going to use for the weekend. But obviously, you know, without sports, you know,
I know you're a sports lover. I was about to ask, like, Mo, who were you rooting for? Since I know you always ask people, you know, to comment with their analysis and thoughts on matches that are coming up. And, you know, you do the sports blog for us every Friday, man. Yes.
Every Friday. But unfortunately, man, you know, I didn't go through the headline of Kaizer Chiefs because, you know, when it comes to Kaizer Chiefs, man, we know that, man, it's always bad news.
The boys.
It needs to be breaking news rather than being a sports headline, right? So I was disappointed that they lost once again.
Yeah, I hear, you know, Kaizer Chiefs fans, man, I swear you guys are just, you love holding on. You love holding on to the team, but everybody deserves a chance to redeem themselves. So maybe Kaizer Chiefs might stop, you know, disappointing you guys quite soon and, you know, match up to your expectations.
I think we know what's the problem, you know, because it's as simple as me and you sitting down right here and the producers are telling us to run the show.
Yes.
And now we're speaking Portuguese and I speak Sesotho.
Yes.
And they, you know, they're hoping that we can run the show while you're speaking Portuguese and I speak Sesotho. Obviously, when it comes to making sure that you know, everyone
plays are understood, strategies, you know, are followed.
Everything are understood. It's that case, man, because Nabi, first of all, he is a French-speaking guy. Kaizer Chiefs head coach, he is a French-speaking guy. So he always finds it difficult. And he has a translator with him.
Yes.
So every time when they're playing or when they're in the changing room, you know, Nabi will speak a message in French, then the translator will translate.
Yes.
But now the problem is in, you know, the environment of soccer in a changing room.
Yes.
When you want to give those frustrations, obviously your translator cannot give the same frustration. You know, if I want to bash at you and tell you that you're not playing good football, man, obviously the translator is like, guys, you're not playing good football. The
True.
coach is saying
Everything, things get lost in translation because I mean, you know, just those little gestures and just those little, you know, fillers of words. That emotion behind it adds just that boost. It adds something to the message to say, guys, come on, get on the field and start playing. But I mean, that's all for soccer right now. What else do you have for me, Mo?
Yeah, man. You know, speaking to what I have for you, man, I think on Saturday I woke up to this trend and it was very painful to hear such thing that our justice system once again is being called forward, you know, to serve the justice that they need to serve to the South African citizens, right? So you might notice if you're watching that I went over the headline of Kwekwe. So the headline is as follows: alleged rape of a 7-year-old Kwekwe sparks outrage. So the 7-year-old has sparked outrage. She was allegedly attacked on the school premises while waiting for her transport. Backview College has come under fire for the poor handling of the case. So what I want to do here, because it's a very sensitive matter, and the media has came out and said, you know, this child is still young, so be careful on what you say and what you comment. but she is receiving good care, from the professionals. But with me, I have, the media statements, both from the Department of Education and also from AfriForum, because AfriForum is representing the principal of Bergville College. But now, people have came forward and they're asking for answers, right? So, the media released a statement that I have for you right here is from the Eastern Cape Department of Education, released on the 28th of March. So it reads as follows: the Eastern Cape Education Department to deregister Bergville College in Alfred Nzo West District. The Eastern Cape Department of Education has issued a notice with the intention to deregister Bergville College, an independent school located in the Alfred Nzo West Education District. One of the conditions for the registration of independent schools is that they must provide a safe and secure schooling environment. The rape case involving a 7-year-old learner at the school and the current investigation and the handling of the matter by Bergville College has violated the conditions regarding the safety of learners. A rape case was opened in October 2024. To this date, the matter has not yet made progress. The delays are attributed to the school management. The department is concerned with the conduct of the school principal in relation to his apparent refusal to cooperate with the South African Police Services. So, they say the department views the case in a serious light and sought to take action in the interest of all learners at school. The department has therefore taken a decision to withdraw the registration of Bergville College as a school in the province. The department officials visited the schools this morning to deliver the letter. The school representatives received the letter and signed to acknowledge a receipt. This decision becomes effective within 24 hours. The department will commence the process of placing the learners from Bergville College and other schools in the area. The department remains committed to safety and well-being of learners in all schools. The department will work with all stakeholders to ensure that the safety of children becomes priority. And speaking of safety, it's something that a lot of people, when they posted their comments, they were speaking that schools, a place where children need to feel safe.
True.
And also churches. They also brought this case of where people, were held hostages. They always get robbed at churches because now it speaks to how now the society is becoming damaged, right? So if we're going to get people who kids should be going to when they need help are doing these things, it's a very, very huge problem.
It's sad. It's sad. And in my opinion, this case highlights the need for greater accountability and transparency in our schools. It's unacceptable that a child can be sexually assaulted on school premises and that the school administration can fail to take immediate effect. The deregistration of Bergville College by the Eastern Cape Department of Education is indeed a step in the right direction, but more needs to be done, man, to ensure that our children are safe and protected. Ultimately, justice must be served in this case, and those responsible must be held accountable. The public's outrage and demands for justice are a testament to the fact that we, as a society, will not tolerate such heinous crimes against our children. We are a community and society that protects our children, right? We are deep in the middle. We are right at the end, actually, of Human Rights Month. And whose rights needs more protection other than children? People who cannot advocate, speak up for themselves. It's us as the society, as the community, as the adults to protect and serve them as the future, as children. And it's hashtag justice for Twekwe, for in my case, and for anybody who feels very deeply disturbed
Yeah.
by the story, and how certain groups in society feel the need to still discuss and try and speak around or explain away this crime. Who is going to protect your children tomorrow when something like this arises, if you are going to speak around and not, speak up
Yeah.
for against such heinous crimes?
Yeah. So you might be asking yourself, or what is the justice for Twekwe? So last year on the 7th, around October 2024, a girl a child,
Yes.
who is a 7-year-old, but is going to be turning 8 years this year, September. So the mother said the child was waiting for a transport driver. So the transport driver was running late, right? So while the transport driver is running late, the guy who is, responsible for doing the, school works, grounds and everything, just working around the schoolyard, he asked the little girl to come and help him to sweep, the classes or the field around the school. So what happened was, while the child was doing that, she felt dizzy, and then she woke up. When they woke her up, they told her the transport is outside.
Yes,
right.
yeah.
And then she went home. When she gets home, the parents realizes that no, the child is not okay. She's not normal, right? And
She
then
seems like disorientated,
Yeah.
and
she is not normal. And then they took matters to go and see the doctor. While they are right there, giving the child some, diagnosing the child on what is happening. So the doctor was like, so let us try to see what is happening with her. And then they opened her up. After undressing her, now the doctor confirmed that your child was penetrated twice. So that is where the mother was like, you know what, we need to take this matter into, the justice system. So right now, the Beckville College principal, some of the people who don't know. So the driver gave his DNA samples. The gardener who's working at the school gave the DNA samples, but the principal is the only person who is refusing till today to give his DNA samples. So they want to see if they match, with the ones that they found on the child. So right here on my screen, I'm just going to share, a tweet I just got. So below is the principal of Beckview College, who refused to provide his DNA samples after a 7-year-old kid was raped. He is the same principal who tried to convince Xexo's mother not to spread rumors, arguing that it would tarnish the school's image. Now, the question a lot of people are asking themselves is, why is he so nonchalant about the whole situation? Is he really as innocent as he claims to be in this case? So as you can see, this is the principal of, the Beckview College. But now, in another, pressing matter is that AfriForum has came forward to represent the principal, right? So obviously it sparks a lot of conversations. It sparks a lot of controversial around this matter. So here, of course, we have, a full letter from, the Beckville College, but it's something that we're not going to go through. If you want to go through it, you can just look, for the hashtag, hashtag justice for Twekwe. That is where you're going to find, a lot of information that you need. So I'm just going to go through a few paragraphs on what, the school said right here on the letter. So the letter was released on the 30th of March 2025. So, dear parents and guardians, I trust this message finds you well. On the morning of the 28th March 2025, Beckview College received notification from the MEC for Education of Eastern Cape Province that he has decided to withdraw the registration of Beckview School as an independent school, and that his decision becomes effective within 24 hours. And a aforesaid notification from the MEC has come as a shock to our schooling community without any prior warning or indication that that such a decision might be made. The school has taken urgent legal advice, and we have been advised that the MEC does not have the authority or power to withdraw the registration of our school as he has purported to do. His purported decision is illegal and invalid and does not comply in any way with the prescripts of the South African Schools Act or Eastern Cape legislation relating to the registration or deregistration of independent schools. So that's where we are on the matter.
Yeah.
And the investigation are still going on. And if an update comes, we will definitely let you know, because this child deserves, some justice right here. Because we're speaking about how our justice system has failed a lot of people. And now people are coming forward. South African citizens are coming forward. And, they've flooded the streets yesterday. We've seen some of them right there in Eastern Cape,
yes,
going to their offices and demanding justice for this kid, because you will never know how many kids will go through this. So if this is going to be, if on this case justice will be served, definitely we're not going to see cases like these ones.
We may, but it means that we will get accountability and that justice will always prevail. I just want to urge everybody listening and watching right now that as we demand justice for Cwecwe, let's not forget, and obviously in light of Human Rights Month, and as we are ending Human Rights Month, as we demand justice for Cwecwe, let's not forget that the measure of a society's greatness lies not in its ability to punish the guilty, but in its capacity to protect the innocent and prevent such atrocities from happening in the first place. So my question for you, viewers and listeners of the Vooka Breakfast Show is, what systematic changes can we implement to ensure that our schools and communities become safe havens for children where they can thrive and grow without fear of harm? Share your thoughts and your opinions using the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. And let's see, what you think about what we and just shared here on this topical discussion right here on the table on the Vooka Breakfast Show. I want to hear what you think. And of course, your opinions matter. So yeah, let us know.
Yeah, in conclusion, the department remains committed to the safety and well-being of learners in all schools. The department will work with all stakeholders to ensure that the safety of children becomes a priority. As TC said, let us know what you think using the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. So what we're going to do right now is to take a short break for you to process everything and let us know right there on the comment section, what do you think? And then when we come back, of course, we're getting into what we call everyday culture and tradition of what we do right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show, which is going through what happened, and what served as a significant memory today in the past, right? It's today in history, and of course your word of the day. So let us take a short break, and then when we come back, we're going to get deep into the matters. All right, 11 minutes till we hit 8 o'clock and you're still watching the Vooka Breakfast Show. My name is Mwiketi Maimane. All you need to do is to use the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. Before I get deep into, the matters of today, I see we have some comments right there. BNL Spears are Mo, drink hot water with lemon and honey for the cough. Eish, yeah, you can see that I'm struggling right here, man. But definitely, man, the cough won't stop me from being here. And then our morning, Bana Bakochai, a very good morning to you once again, BNL. Thank you so much for tuning in. We hope that you're going to stay with us until the end of the show because we've got a lot to unpack right here. And then she comes back again. Deregistering the school will not prevent other children from being raped. Once again, the law is disappointing us. A child was raped. The police need to do their job. And then the last comment from her, I doubt the principal is innocent. Why he doesn't want to cooperate with the police? Hi, man. It speaks to the headline that we're speaking about. Justice for a 7-year-old who was raped and assaulted last year, October, by the principal of Beckville College. Tell us what you think right there on the comment section by using the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. So before the break, as I promised you that we always go through our day-to-day and everyday tradition of looking into what happened in history, because they serve a significant memory that we need to go through, rejoice, revise to, and discuss right here. And also we're going to come with your word of the day, right? So, of course, I am not alone before we get into the things. A very good morning, guys. Are you still okay? I see Musi just joined us right here, man. Yeah.
How's it going, my brother?
Man, it's a very beautiful Monday morning.
It's not. It is so not a beautiful Monday morning.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, the sun is out and stuff like that. Yeah. But I don't know, man. As the weeks go by, I'm every Monday morning I'm feeling worse and worse as the weeks go by. I don't know what's happening, man. I think like you and I are in the same boat in terms of being under
the weather.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, under the
sheesh, man. I don't know what's happening. But look, with that being said, I am so happy and I couldn't be happier to be in your company and be with you on this Monday morning. I'm sure for some of you it is a great one. But look, man, the thing is, it is another opportunity and a chance for you and I to try and get our goals achieved and achieve all our dreams that we have set for ourselves. Welcome. Bona fetika khudumedi sebile ke khwamogela to what really promises to be your favorite rendezvous every weekday morning, Monday to Friday, right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show, of course, brought to you by the Blinko Network. And we're streaming live. We're always hanging out with you between the hours of 7 and 10 a.m. on a day-to-day basis, taking such good care of you. And one of the people that you'll always be hanging out with is me, the one and only MOOCEE Mr. My name is Musi Mr. And yeah, man, I'm ready to go. I'm happy to be here, though I'm not at 100. Mo and I are in the same boat of being attacked by this flu that's been making the rounds, but we're here, man. Yeah. And you and I can engage, of course, across all our social media platforms that we go by Vooka Breakfast Show. So that's Vooka Breakfast Show on Facebook and all other social media platforms. Comment, like, subscribe, and do the things that are necessary to be done so that you and I, and of course the rest of the team right here in the studio, can connect and communicate and engage and share all our thoughts and opinions, and of course everything else in between. Yes, sir.
Definitely. It speaks to what, we opened with, that a lot of people are feeling like this on the Monday.
Yeah.
And what needs to be done. We know that Mondays are always, for motivation. And of course, man, we can't, wait for someone to come here. We need to also start with the motivation, because like, Mo, TC, Musi, you guys are not giving us any motivation. So, we'll see Tuesday. Yeah, okay, sharp. Right. But man, being here with you is a motivation for us to always come and bring you what we call epic mornings right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show. So without wasting any time, as I promised that we're going to be going through what happened today in history, whether it's in 1850, 1760, but that happened this day. Interesting things that I have for you. So what I want to do is you lend me your ears and your eyes right here. So the first one is in 1999, 31st of March, The Matrix is released.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we know the directors, which are the Wachowski brothers, right? They, directed the whole Matrix movie. So the science fiction story about the adventures of a computer programmer, Neo, was not only a commercial success but also left a lasting impression on action film making through its creative use of slow motion and spinning cameras. We know that famous scene where Neo was ducking the bullets.
Yes,
So this day, that is where the movie was released, and people got to experience, the nice, spontaneous, cinematic feature of that movie. So on the next one right here, 1889, 31st of March, the Eiffel Tower is opened, right? So the Eiffel Tower, dedicated on March 31st, 1889, was built to commemorate
Yes.
the French Revolution's centenary as a part of International's exposition. Designed by Gustave Eiffel, the open lattice wrought iron structure reached nearly 1,000 feet, making it the world's tallest man-made structure at the time. Though initially met with skepticism and criticism, the tower's construction was completed in 2 years under the budget with minimal casualties, showcasing remarkable technological innovation. Eventually, the Eiffel Tower was celebrated as an architectural masterpiece and became an enduring symbol of Paris. Right, and then on the next one, 1985, 31st of March, the first edition of WrestleMania is held in New
Wow,
York.
such good stuff.
The inaugural
Cool.
WrestleMania, held on the March 31st, 1985 at Madison Square Garden in New York City, marked a milestone in professional wrestling as the first WWF pay-per-view event, drawing 19,121 attendees and over 1 million viewers via closed circuit television. The event featured 9 matches, highlighted by a main event where Hulk Hogan and Mr. T triumphed over Paul Orndorff and Roddy Piper. Other notable moments included Wendy Richter reclaiming the WWF Women's Championship with Cyndi Lauper as her manager, and Nikolai Volkov, the Iron Sheik, winning the WWF Tag Team Championship. Celebrity appearances from Muhammad Ali, Billy Martin, and Liberace added star power to this historic event that took place. So that's all for me when it comes to Today in History. Do you guys have anything?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I am keeping to the theme that, this has been, Human Rights Month. So in terms of Black history, of course, March is a significant month as it also marks the end of Black History Month in some countries. So Black History Month originated from Negro History Week, created by Carter G. Woodson in 1926 to promote the study of African American history. And additionally, in 2009, President Barack Obama announced an auto industry shakeup, which aimed to help struggling American automakers, General Motors and Chrysler, but then also including on March 31st, the 15th Amendment adoption was done in 1870, which granted African American men the right to vote. So that is, keeping in the theme of, Human Rights Month here in South Africa, but everywhere else, Black History Month. So on the 31st, on this day, in 1870, the 15th Amendment was adopted, granting African American men the right to vote. Do you have anything, Lucy?
I do. Very, very, very cool stuff. So Mo, you and I and Ubanele were in conversation, I think, 2 weeks ago after work, and we were talking about DST, which is Daylight Savings Time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
At
Something
hour.
that's practiced in the States. And so on this day in 1918, clocks in the United States were set an hour ahead as daylight savings time went into operation for the first time. So in 1918, on this day, DST was put into operation.
Yeah.
Very, very interesting. I don't know if you did tourism. So I did tourism, and that's how I found out about DST. So this is something that they do in winter and in summer, because in the States they have different time zones, or they are under different time zones in various parts of the country, and so something that they do is DST, Daylight Savings Time. And on this day in 1918, clocks in the United States were set 1 hour ahead as Daylight Savings Times went into operation for the first time. And then the last one that I have here, French mathematician, scientist, and philosopher René Descartes. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Descartes. Yeah, I've
You
heard
kill
of
me, Mo.
that, yeah.
Widely considered the father of modern philosophy, and perhaps known for the famous phrase, "I think, therefore I am."
Oh.
He was born on this day, and this is in 1596.
Ah, nice.
In 1596, René Descartes, a French mathematician and a philosopher and a scientist, was born on this day.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I found that interesting. And then someone else who was born, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the classical space, classical music, but he's a very, very classical, very famous classical composer, Joseph Haydn.
Oh.
Joseph Haydn was, Haydn. People who are in that space would know. I dabbled in that space for a little while back in the day. So he was also born on this day. Composer Joseph Haydn, one of the most important figures in the development of the classical style in music during the 18th century, was born in Raura, or Austria. I don't know what the word is. So, but he was born in 1732. Yeah. So very interesting stuff. So I found those interesting.
They are.
Yeah,
because going back to this DST, we learned that they said DST is adding an hour to the day to maximize the day.
Yeah,
So,
and then subtracting an hour again.
to just maximize the day, because we know that maybe if it's in winter, we know it gets dark
Very
So
quickly,
they're like, okay, before rather than getting here at 9, get here at 10.
8, yeah.
At 10.
Yes.
Then we're going to add an hour. Obviously, besides you, uchaiseka 5, you're going uchaisaka 6.
Yeah.
Gena 10, then uchaisaka 6, right? So yeah, it's very interesting things, man. I don't know if we do we practice?
No, we don't.
I know that we had Earth Hour the
We
other
have
day
to.
and whatnot.
Earth
You want
Hour.
us to, yes.
We
So
need
you
to.
want us to implement daylight savings on our president here.
Yeah,
in-
people must clock in at work at 10.
For what?
For what though? Like
dark in
what?
winter, guys.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
dark.
But yeah, I just want to say, because I see that today we are having some French facts and topics right here where you are talking about French people. And yesterday we met someone. We gained a French subscriber here on the Vooka Breakfast Show. If you are watching, he did say, because he's a tourist, he's in South Africa right now, staying over at Curiosity, where we had the event yesterday, We Are Human, for the Sacred Sundays experience. So now what with Mwari Pizza? So I just want to say, hey man, if you are watching, I hope you're okay, and I hope that today's tour of Soweto that you are about to have proves to show you what we as South Africa truly have to give as a country, and that maybe you can share some of, your country's facts and interesting things, just share and engage with us right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show. And of course, let us know your name with the hashtag. I don't know if you will be able to spell this, but it's hashtag #Sivugile.
Yeah, definitely, man. And also, bonjour and bon appetit.
Bonjour.
Bon
Salut.
appetit.
Salut.
Right.
So the street way or the loose way to greet each other in French is salut.
Salut.
Yeah, it's in salut.
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 Yes.
Salut. But I remember some of us guys.
Your tongue is not, it doesn't have the
Bonjour.
roll in it. It's bonjour.
I gravitate more into Russia.
Oh, and you got that hard, harsh tongue.
Yeah, but continuing with Musi left, with the celebrity birthdays.
Yes.
Right here, I have Ewan McGregor. Right.
Wow.
Yes, Ewan McGregor.
Yeah. Ewan McGregor was born today on March 31st, 1971, and he is turning 54 years old. Interesting fact about McGregor, he is a Scottish actor known for his roles in various films and TV shows. Ewan Gordon McGregor, born on this day, is a celebrated Scottish actor known for his versatility and acclaimed performances across film, television, and theatre. Gaining fame with roles in Trainspotting 1996 and as Obi-Wan Kenobi in the Star Wars prequel trilogy. McGregor continued to shine in films like Moulin Rouge in 2001. Beyond acting, he has performed in theatre production like Guys and Dolls and has supported UNICEF UK as an ambassador since 2004. So a very happy birthday to McGregor. And then moving on, we have Christopher Walken.
Christopher Walken. Yeah.
Christopher Walken was born today, 1943. And turning 82 years today. Interesting fact, he starred in one of Madonna's music videos.
Really?
He is an acclaimed American actor whose career spans stage, film, and television, earning him numerous accolades, including an Academy Award, a BAFTA, a Screen Actors Guild Award. He gained widespread recognition with The Deer Hunter in 1978, which won him an Oscar, and continued to star in an iconic films such as Pulp Fiction in 1994,
Yes.
Catch Me If You Can in 2002, The Seven Psychopaths in 2012. Walken's television work includes Emmy-nominated performances in Sarah Plain Tall in 1991 and Severance in 2022, along with memorable appearances on Saturday Night Live. A celebrated stage actor, has performed in Shakespeare play and earned Tony nomination for The Dead in 2000. And then the last one that I have right here, Ungamla. We call him Ngamla as people who watch cricket. Hashim Amla. Hashim Amla is growing up today. He was born in 1983. And today he is turning 42 years old.
Wow.
Interesting fact, he played for South Africa in all three formats of the game. Amla holds the record for being fastest ever to score 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 OD runs. He also became the fastest cricketer to reach 10 OD centuries. Hashim Amla, one of the South Africa's greatest cricketers, left an inedible mark on the sport with his graceful technique and record-breaking achievements, renowned for being the first South African to score a test triple century. Amla also became the fastest batsman to reach milestones in OD cricket, such as 2,000 and to 5,000 runs. Rising from a successful school career, Amla captained the South Africa under-19 team and made his test debut in 2004. Though his initial international outings were unremarkable, he proved his worth with pivotal innings, including a majestic 149 against New Zealand and a sublime 159 in India. Amla's elegance, consistency, and ability to perform under pressure cemented his legacy as one of the cricket's finest ambassadors. And to anyone who is growing up today, and if you happen to know someone who is growing up, whether it's your family member, your friend, or your colleague that you know, definitely make sure that you send them a shout out right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show using the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show, and also wish them a very good happy birthday.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I have one again, Mo. Brian Tyree Henry. You might know Brian Tyree Henry from The Bullet Train. The Bullet Train, he's one of the brothers, those brothers who are assassins.
Yeah, it's starring Brad Pitt.
Yes, starring Brad Pitt and Julia Roberts, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
If I'm, Julia Roberts or Kimang Oli. If it's not Julia Roberts, who's that other lady, man? I always confuse them. Julia Roberts and
Julia Stewart.
this is the
Sandra Bullock.
Sandra Bullock. Yes, yeah. I think it's Sandra Bullock. It's not Julia Roberts, but one of them. But anyway, Brian Tyree Henry is a TV actor and a Tony Award-nominated stage actor with a breakthrough role as Alfred Paperboy Miles in the critically acclaimed FX series Atlanta. The other movie that you might recognize him from, Cats, I don't know if you can pull it up very quickly. Brian Tyree Henry is, what's that Marvel movie? Elia Salma Hayek and stuff.
Which one?
MCU, in the MCU, man. That movie, Elia, TC Come.
I know the movie you're talking about.
Who does it stars?
Salma Hayek, all of them, like
Angelina Jolie.
they
is
gods.
The gods, yeah.
they gods in the movie. Yeah, they are all gods in
Yeah,
the movie,
but-
gods of something.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that movie,
Yeah.
anyway, you might also recognize him from that movie.
Yeah.
He's one of those people. Yeah, so he's someone who's done very, very, very cool stuff.
Yeah, but he's most notable, I think it would be in Atlanta.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know. I don't really watch Atlanta like that.
Yeah, it would be in Atlanta. Anyone would recognize him from Atlanta.
Brian Tyree Cox. But anyway, the other person who is celebrating their birthday today is Tony Cox. Tony Cox, you might know. He's there's a movie he did with Jim Carrey
Okay.
and Renee Zellweger. Or I can't
Yes,
pronounce
Zellweger,
it.
yes.
Yeah. I always have such a hard time pronouncing that surname. Renee Zellweger.
Bridget Jones.
You and I and Dupree or something.
Oh, you,
something-
me, and Dupree.
Yeah, is it that one?
No, it
it's
can't
not.
be. It
But
can't be. No,
there's a
that
movie
was
with Jim Carrey where Jim Carrey has like a split personality,
Oh.
and one of his personalities is so dominant and stuff, and he has to take pills to try and repress it. He's there. And then Enwoka meeting guy, those spin-off movies, Narnia, the Chronicles of Narnia.
Narnia, yeah?
Yeah, so he's that short guy, man. I don't want to use the incorrect word
Yeah.
to describe them, but
Yeah.
you know him more, man. He's one of those people. So Tony Cox was born on this day in 1958, and I think he's turning 67 today. And so it says here, dwarf film actor who became known for his comedic roles in Bad Santa and Me, Myself, and Irene is the movie I'm looking for. Yes, he also played roles in Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi, and before fame, he had his first big screen acting role in the 1980 flick Dr. Hinkle and Mr. Hype, and so yeah, man, those are some of the people who are celebrating their birthdays. Of course, if there's anyone else that you might know who's celebrating their birthday, by all means, do engage with us across all our social media platforms using the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show to just send them a shout out and say happy birthday today. Mo, please do the honors. Happy birthday. Hey, there we go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey.
Yeah, let's
So-
continue to grow, man.
Yes,
okay?
sir. So, you know what we do here on the Vooka Breakfast Show every weekday morning is we try and bring you words that are aimed at improving you and I's vocabularies and day-to-day spoken languages. And we try and bring you interesting words. Last week, we had a twist on Word of the Day, and we did Idiom of the Day. And I found that very, very interesting. TC, Cats, I sent it to you. Mo, I sent it to you as well. Banele, I sent it to your WhatsApp as well. You guys should have it there. And, because we know that the English language is a varied and beautiful and sometimes confusing language with its inclusion of non-phonetically spelt words and complex grammatical rules. However, it also has many unusual and cool words with very cool meanings to always discover. And today is no exception whatsoever. Is no exception whatsoever. And so, with that being said, the word for today, I don't know, Kat, you'll give me a heads up if you have that on your side. The word for today is equanimity. 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 Look, man, there's no master of pronunciation. As long as you and I have the correct spelling and, of course, the correct definition. And so the word is spelled EQUANIMITY. EQUANIMITY. And the word means mental or emotional stability, especially under stress. Equanimity. Mental or emotional stability, especially under stress. And the way you can use the word in a sentence, or an example of a sentence, is maintaining equanimity during high pressure projects helps us make better decisions.
Yeah, I have a question.
Maintaining equanimity during high pressure projects helps us make better decisions.
Yeah.
Yes, you have a question.
I do. For everyone at home. I mean, how do they maintain equanimity
Yes, ma'am.
when the Monday stress at work takes over?
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
There we go. So, all of these words that you try and bring on a day-to-day basis are aimed at you and I improving our day-to-day spoken language, like I mentioned, and of course, ultimately, our vocabulary, so that, English and no, I'm emotionally stressed, and you say, man, I'm failing under this equanimity.
Yeah,
I can't maintain.
I'm failing
I
to
can't maintain.
to maintain
Yes,
this equanimity.
of
man.
course.
Yeah.
So I hope you find that interesting. And look, man, send us your example of how you can use this word in a sentence. Yes, sir.
Yeah, definitely. Improving the state of being, equal. So I want to know if I want to say it in, we have a plural and a singular form, right?
Yes.
So if I want to say is it correct when I say I am equanimous? Right now it's like
Equanimous.
okay, yeah, because obviously we need that present tense.
Yes.
So if we are using it in the present tense, okay, if I'm maintaining equanimity during high pressure project, it can make me help better decision. That can pose as a sentence of the past or the sentence of the future, but now I need to use it right now. I want to maintain that equanimous state. Am I correct?
Perhaps.
We'll look
Definitely,
that up.
yeah. That's why we invite.
Sounds correct,
people.
Mo.
Yeah.
That sounds like a good sentence from
Yeah.
you. For the first time, you're always misleading here,
Don't
giving us
worry,
your
man.
own meanings of words. But I mean, Musi's
I-
always here to correct
I
you.
don't circumvent these kind of things, right? We always here making that it's congenial, right?
Okay.
Congenial.
Congenial.
No, it's You see what I mean, guys? Don't look at the spellings of these words
yeah.
and listen. Maybe mostly to Musi, because Mo will mislead you.
No, one thing I like about pronunciation, it speaks to
There's no master.
Relating. Because if I can, mispronounce a word, and then if you relate to what I'm like, you get what
Then
I'm
you'll
trying to say.
understand. Yeah.
No, but now that's a dangerous thing to rely on, Mo, because now you'll pronounce a word incorrectly.
Yeah.
And the next person might not relate to what you're trying to say, and it's lost in translation, and you and I don't necessarily get each other. And I'm like, did he use that
Hey,
word?
Uringi, oh.
What is he saying?
What's this one saying?
But I'm not
Like-
congenial. I'm like,
Exactly.
what?
Congenial.
It's congenial.
Do you get what I'm trying to
Like,
say?
bruh, please.
What's the other word that he said kind of the last time, Mo?
Which one?
There's this word, man, we used about 2 weeks ago, I think. I forget what it was.
I forgot. That's what I'm saying. He always, it's like, I think he puts his own little, I call it
Spin to it,
the Mo twist, because he will always put his own little twist to words or meanings
Yeah,
of things.
we were taught to
and
twist
he
the
will
words.
say like things to you guys that Hi, I'm like, Mo, why are you? What if these people are taking you seriously? So,
Tongue
guys, when it
twister.
comes to word of the day, sometimes Kalikupa, please, I'm asking you here from the desk, from this side of the desk,
Yes.
like maybe listen to me more.
I'll never put myself down when it comes to this, man.
Listen
Because,
to Musi more.
right? Obviously, man. What I wanted to emphasize on is, when it comes to pronouncing it to obviously a mass number of people.
Yeah.
Omongo, when you say congenial, like, my brother.
I never. I
get
get
you. My brother.
I
Walk with me here. Walk with me, my brother. It's like,
I don't
I'm
believe
with you.
you.
To abjurate.
It was abjurate. Yes, that was the word, guys. He was busy misleading you guys,
But
saying it's abjurate when
The
it's
thing-
obdurate.
What I like about these difficult words is that what is close to obdurate? Obviously, you see, okay, even if I mispronounce it, what is it that what's one word that is close to obdurate? There's no word. Obviously, you're going to get me. I get obdurate.
I don't.
Give me a synonym, an
Hey.
antonym, a word that spells the same but has a different meaning.
Mo
There is
science,
no
man.
way.
I just call this Mo science.
Yeah, he puts his own
That's
twist on
his
it.
own science, man.
Yeah. But
yeah.
Yeah, man. So, this is what we do on a day-to-day basis, man. Try to bring you all these great words that hopefully lead you to a place where you can improve your vocabulary and your spoken language, like I said, or your day-to-day spoken language. And man, this is what we'll be doing even on this week with no exception whatsoever.
Yeah, Tumza 6 on YouTube coming right there. Good morning, Mavuga Amat. Hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. And it's been using the hashtag that has been used over social media right now, in which it's a sensitive matter, but obviously the legal system and the SAPS are still looking into the investigation, which is the hashtag justice for the young Kwe. And then we hope that the family is going to get the justice that they need, man. Right? 21 minutes past 8, it is the time. As we promised that we're going to be having a guest right here. And one of those guests is Nsunde Mdo, who is an author. Is going to share much, of his journey of becoming an author. We know on this day, where it is Monday, and speaking about Monday motivation, we need people who are definitely making those moves into motivating people. And authors are one of the people who we want to feature in the show because they use words.
True.
Words are their daily bread. So definitely it will be nice to have a conversation with Nsunde Nimdo. And not only, ending there, we have also our mover and shaker, Kagiso Kedijang. He will be here shortly as we dive deep in the conversation of what does he do? Because we know that in our communities, we have people who are moving and shaking, making sure that you get all the necessary information that you need in your communities. And of course, people like Bo Kedijang, you can literally contact them and learn from them and ask on how do they do what they are doing. So right now what we're going to do is to take a short break, and then when we come back, we're going to be looking into what is trending on our social media platforms right now. What are people talking about? What is the hashtag that is trending? And also, if you have anything that you want to share with us on the socials that you have woken up to, do make sure that you share them with us. Right now, let me get you prepped with your latest weather update.
Hey family.
Hi.
My name is Tisiga Mazibuko Shabalala.
My name is Moketi Maimane.
My name is Musi Mist
My name is Ketsuake Mgunyo.
on the Vooka
Vooka Breakfast Show.
Every weekdays from 7 a.m.
to 10 a.m.
This is where we are going to have our topical discussion featuring various experts from different fields.
We're going to take care of you and it's going to be amazing, man. Right now I'm on the set of the Vooka Breakfast Show brought to you by the Blink-On Network.
Do not forget to subscribe.
That's Vooka Breakfast Show on Facebook and all other social media platforms.
Vooka.
See you there.
My name is Musi Mist.
My name is Moketi Maimane.
Catch us every weekday morning, Monday to Friday between 7 and 10.
Right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show brought to you by the Blink-On Network.
Always bringing you the best content possible.
Vooka Nati, wake up with us and kickstart your day on a great note.
This is your energetic start to the day. Hey friends, come along with the Vooka team as time is spent
At the Vision Board and Pizza event out at Curiosity in Maboning.
aimed at promoting positivity, creativity that breeds longevity,
Enjoy tasks like silent reading.
vision boarding, and live performances.
Vooka Breakfast Show brings you all things great and amazing with Sacred Sundays.
In collaboration with Mwari Pizza for Vision Board and Pizza.
All right, Mzansi, once again, a very good morning. If you missed your headlines, here are your recap. On the first headline, alleged rape of 7-year-old Kwekwe sparks outrage. 7-year-old Kwekwe was allegedly attacked on the school premises while waiting for her transport. Bigview College has come under fire for the poor handling of the case. Civil rights movement Not In My Name is demanding justice and end to such violent acts. Not In My Name's Temba Masango says the law enforcement need to question and test the school staff and find the perpetrator. On the next headline, men killed in mob justice attack in Coronationville. Multiple people have been injured in Slovo Park in Coronationville, Johannesburg, after a man reportedly doused a shack with petrol. Police spokesperson Mavela Masondo said that 19 women and 1 child were in the structure. The suspected arsonist was reportedly assaulted by members of the community following the blaze. The man was transported to hospital for treatment of his injuries, where he died upon arrival. Masondo said a case of murder has been opened. On the next headline, African National Congress President Cyril Ramaphosa is adamant that the budget will pass. The ANC promises it won't abandon its transformation policies to get support from the DA to pass the budget. The party's NEC is gathered in Bergwood in Boksburg to focus on organizational matters. Issues affecting the country are unavoidable as leading party in the multi-party coalition. Soshanguve mass shooting suspects identified. Witnesses to the Soshanguve mass shooting have positively identified the suspect. Gauteng Police Commissioner Tomim Tombeni confirmed that an identity parade has been conducted. He's also explained that while the suspects admitted to certain aspects, it does not constitute a full legal confession. Tombeni has clarified the difference between a confession and an admission. The death toll stands at 6, while others were rushed to hospital. The shooting took place when local patrollers clashed with 5 unidentified men on the street. That's all for your news headlines. Now heading on to your sports news. Marcus Rashford double fires Villa into FA Cup semi-finals. Rashford's first goals for Aston Villa secured a 3-0 win over Preston on a Sunday, sending them to their first FA Cup semi-final in 10 years. Rashford, revitalized since his January loan from Manchester United, scored twice in the second half, with Jacob Ramsey adding a third. Rashford's return to form follows the struggles at United, where he clashed with managers and faced criticism. Villa, thriving under Emery, are in the Champions League quarterfinals and aim for their first FA Cup title since 1957. Rashford's contribution highlights his potential for a strong season finish with Aston Villa. On the second headline, Arsenal appointed Andre Beta as their new sporting director, succeeding Edu. Beta, formerly with Atletico Madrid, contributed to 2 La Liga titles, Copa del Rey, Europa League and UEFA Super Cup wins during his tenure. He brings banking and football experience from clubs like Parma and Genoa. Beta aimed to strengthen Arsenal's future as they face contract renewals for stars like Bukayo Saka and William Saliba. Arsenal poised to finish second in the Premier League, again hope for a league title after over 20 years, and may seek a prolific striker this summer. On another headline, Fiorentina beat Atalanta in blow to slim title hopes. Moise Kean's superb solo goal secured Fiorentina's 1-0 victory over Atalanta, denting the visitors' Scudetto's hopes. Kean's strikes just before halftime marked the only goal, with Atalanta failing to register any shots on target. Atalanta remains third with 58 points, 6 behind leaders Inter Milan, while Fiorentina sits 8th with 51 points. Both teams started cautiously, and Keans redeemed an earlier missed chance to put Fiorentina ahead. Atalanta's top scorer Matteo Retegui struggled following a recent thigh strain, and Fiorentina held firm for the win. Now, on rugby news, John Dobson blasted ill-disciplined Stormers following Ulster's loss. The Stormers lost 38-34 to Ulster in the URC after a strong start, leading 17-0 with early tries from Evan Roos and Ben Loader. Discipline issues saw Sacha Feinberg Mgomezulu and a yellow card, and Captain Nithling Fuchs a red, allowing Ulster back into the game. Despite the loss, the Stormers gained 6 log points from recent matches and seated 10th on the table, just 3 points behind 5th placed Munster, keeping the playoff hopes alive. That's all for now. Stay tuned for more news and sports updates throughout the show. Do not forget to share your thoughts on these headlines and matches using this hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. Now, let's head on to TC with your latest traffic headline.
Well, yeah, shopping blossom memory.
Wow!
My
name is Moketi Maimane.
Catch us every weekday morning, Monday to Friday, between 7 and 10.
Right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show, brought to you by the Blinko Network.
Always bringing you the best content possible.
Vooka Nati, wake up with us and kickstart your day on a great note.
This is your energetic start to the day.
I hope you've been keeping safe on the roads. Here is your traffic recap. A stationary vehicle has been spotted on the N1 northbound shortly after the Allendale Road ramp, originating from the Allendale Road M39 East. This has led to the closure of 1 lane out of 6, possibly affecting traffic conditions ahead. Another stationary vehicle is situated on the N1 northbound at the ramp to the Maritzburg Road, connecting to the Maritzburg Road R24. The emergency lane is currently closed, and on the N3 northbound near the ramp connecting to Grey Avenue, a stationary vehicle has caused partial lane obstruction. 1 lane out of 4 is currently closed, which may lead to moderate congestion in the area. Another stationary vehicle reported on the N1 southbound at the Garsfontein Road, originating from the Garsfontein Road M30. Please note that 1 lane out of 5 is currently closed, potentially impacting traffic flow in the area. Roadworks are affecting the R21 northbound near the ramp to the Nelm Nelmapius Drive, resulting in lane restrictions. This is causing slower traffic in the vicinity. Drivers should remain alert and consider alternate routes to ensure smoother travel. Significant congestion has been reported on the N3 northbound approaching the ramp to the Linksfield Road, which connects to the Linksfield Road M16. Delays are expected, especially during peak hours. So that's all for now for your Vooka traffic. Don't forget to share any traffic disruptions we may have missed using the hashtag Vooka Traffic and Vooka Breakfast Show on our social media pages, or comment on the chat below. Now let's head back into another epic show.
Musi Mist.
My name is Moketi Maimane.
Catch us every weekday morning, Monday to Friday between 7 and 10.
Right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show, brought to you by the Blinko Network.
Always bringing you the best content possible.
Vooka Nati, wake up with us and kickstart your day on a great note.
This is your energetic start to the day.
Yeah, definitely. It is. You're still watching the Vooka Breakfast Show right here. And the time is, of course, 43 minutes till we hit 43 minutes until we hit 9 o'clock. You're still watching the Vooka Breakfast Show. And that was your news, sports headline recap, and your traffic headlines. What I need you to do, guys, is to use the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show by joining right the live. I can see some comments coming in from Tembi Mni. A very good morning, team. Hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. Hashtag Sivugile. Rise and shine, Mavuga Amash. And then I have Refilo Razakhanzar, hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show, hashtag Amavuga Amahle. Amavuga Amahle, I am not happy, hashtag Justice for Kwekwe. Let's all sign the petition. Definitely, the petition is up in there in your social media platforms. If you want it, just make sure you use the hashtag Justice for Kwekwe to make sure that the petition is signed and justice will be served. Right, moving right along, you know that we always have some social media trends, and if you happen to know some, just let me know, because of course, right here on my table, everyone, they have their own. If you don't have any, you might as well trend right here, right? So I'm going to go through some of the trends that we have. But for me, you know, what takes the cup, and for me, what I have woken up to is you know, because I'm a sports lover, man, and I'm a football lover, and one of the teams that I grew up supporting is Kaizer Chiefs. So anything that has to do with Kaizer Chiefs, whether it's trends, I will always watch. I will always follow, just to see what is happening, man. What are people speaking about? You know, what are people saying, you know, with their recent form, right? So, of course, we saw that Kaizer Chiefs lost 2-1 to Golden Arrows. Yusuf Marta was supposed to open, you know, the game with a lead when they were given a penalty. You know, a very good run made by Lilepo, and then he was brought down by Golden Arrows defender, and then the referee said, penalty, Kaizer Chiefs, this is your time to take the lead. And then Yusuf Mart, you know, stood up and took the penalty as the Kaizer Chiefs captain, and then he hit the goal post. And then they lost that opportunity to become leaders in the game. Golden Arrows scored. Then Yusuf Mart came for revenge and equalized to make the score 1-1. But now it went on and on. The gameplay was not as planned as Nabi stated after the game, and you know, post interview before the game, right? He was speaking about how they are not in a good position in the league. They are not in a very good position. So they must work hard and make sure that, you know, the hard work that they're putting each and every week because you've just came from an international break and some of the players were not chosen to go to the national squad. So they had time to prepare. They had time to mentally prepare themselves, physically, mentally to prepare themselves. But now we are seeing that it is putting a strain to prepare for games that are way too far from you. Right, so I woke up to Twitter on Twitter, and if you can just open up your Twitter right there and just look for Nabi, it's still trending on Twitter. So people on Twitter are writing that what if Nabi is not a bad coach? It's this guy who translates wrong tactics to the players. It's interesting because it's something that we spoke about. You are a Zulu speaking person and you are given a job, to go and coach players from China, Portugal, whatever international countries that participate in football. You go there, and then when you get there, you can only speak Sizulu. And then your translator is responsible for delivering the message to the players. But now, the translator doesn't do a good job in translating. You just want simple things. But now the translator speaks something different, right? And the players now, they get lost on whose leadership are we, taking. Because now how the coach portrayed the message, I portrayed in my own language. Maybe I'm speaking Sizulu or Sesotho. Let me make an example. Speak Setswana, just tell the players what to do. Simple instruction. And then the guy who has to translate it to English, he doesn't seem to make the message as clear as I've made it. Now the players go into the field and they lost the game. They lose the game, right? So it's what we are facing right here. Because we are trying to understand. We are trying to understand what can be the solution. Because also Pirates, it's coached by a Spain coach. Jose Rivero is from Spain, but he learns English. Every time when international and foreign coaches are called in our country to lead some of these teams, they are always told, to take English classes. Go to some English classes, man. Learn some English so that you can communicate better with these players, right? So, a lot of people are speaking about two players, man, which is, Lilepo and Ucele, right? Lilepo and Cele have been in a good form. So I don't know if you're watching right now, just let me know what you think, man, about their form. Because as of right now, we want to know what can help Kaizer Chiefs to be where they need to be. What is it that can help Kaizer Chiefs to win the league, to win cups? Because right now, they're going to face Mamelodi Sundowns in the Nedbank Cup semi-final. How that is going to go, we will never know, but we will see the game. And then Refilo Rasakhanto are, Kaizer Chiefs should just play netball.
Yeah, never. Never.
Yo, guys, wow. I swear, Chiefs fans, like, you guys are always going through the most with that team. I swear, you guys have a toxic relationship with Kaizer Chiefs. Just break up.
We don't have a toxic relationship.
Oh, God, are you a Kaizer Chiefs fan?
A huge one. What are you doing? Why the projector? Have you noticed, people who are not Kaizer Chiefs fans are the ones who are always complaining about Kaizer Chiefs.
Exactly.
Are the ones who are commenting. Kaizer Chiefs. It's
like wherever we go, Nikuluma, like, oh my gosh, this team has you guys. I'm speaking off of like the comments I'm hearing from the fans. Always like, hey man, you guys are always going through emotional turmoil.
Nope, we're not. Actually, we're very good in our supporting.
Yeah, I mean,
Kosi for life, Baba. That slogan is not for anything. Once a Kosi, always a Kosi in Fito. And look, it's sad in Kaizer Chiefs.
Yeah, well,
no, I'm saying it's sad. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying it's sad.
It is.
It's sad, you know. But we are going to strive.
Yeah, because the people always create this atmosphere. When Kaizer Chiefs loses, like, yeah, we knew it. Yeah, the coach must go. But obviously, man, we always look at the stats. For the people who know the stats, they know that right now, Kaizer Chiefs compared to the last season, they're doing better.
Yes,
because
definitely.
As of right now, last season, Kaizer Chiefs, right now, they were, encountering 12 losses. But now they're still at 9 under Nasruddin Nabi.
Wow.
Wabo. So it's those kind of things that you need to notice that no, Nabi's still cooking. There's this guy who made a joke, about what is Nabi cooking. He came with a pot and then opened the pot. It was empty. Like, what is he cooking?
He ain't cooking
You know how
nothing.
fans are, man. You know how fans are. So definitely, man, I have a belief in Coach Nabi. I have belief in the players. But most importantly, man, if you do not fit to wear the badge, you must go. As simple as that. Because other players are not playing for the badge, man. I mean, we've played 23 games. And of those 23, man, it's bad. It's bad. It's bad. Very, very, very bad. So in 23 games, they have collected 29 points.
Okay.
Obviously, in 23 games, you should be speaking about 60 to, 60 something points. But where they are, I mean, yes, the coach is still new, let him cook, give him some time, right? So yeah, for me, that is what I found on my social media. That is what is trending, because this one I'm trending with it, right? Because I'm there to defend also.
Obvious.
Yeah, man, I'm there to defend. You can't just say when people say your team must fall, the coach must go, like, no, guys, relax. You don't understand where we come from.
Is it really a language thing, though?
Is it?
My question is it really, really a language thing?
It's not.
Because the thing is, we've had coaches who speak our languages and are from right here at home. And
But still.
So can we really, really blame translation and relaying the message how the coach said it himself? I don't know, man. I don't know.
I mean, we had Muli Fintseki coached Kaizer Chiefs and counted 12 losses. And then we had Vladimir Vemezovic. Vladimir came. Stuart Baxter, English guy, came first season, won the league. So obviously it's what I've emphasized, that the language of football is not in the mouth.
It's not. You're right.
It's really practical in the field. What you're being taught when you guys are training, it's apply. As simple as apply. If I teach you to pass someone, do diagonal passes, it's what I'm teaching you. Doesn't mean I have to remind you, hey,
It's the
do passes.
gestures.
Yeah, I can. It doesn't mean and then I can't hear the coach. But what is coach showing you in the field so that you can apply?
Yeah.
Right? It's all in the applying. Applied
Comprehension.
mathematics and applied sciences, man, is what works.
Okay,
in
look
this
at you,
field,
Mo.
man. Right? So definitely, man, I'm hopeful, man, with Kaizer Chiefs. I am never die Kosi fan.
Yeah,
I cause I'll pay you more.
Of course I'll pay you more.
Cause I'll pay you more. Yeah.
That's a Kosi for life. Style.
What's a Kosi for
Yeah,
life,
the cheese
man?
boy, my favorite thing. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah. And then Rifula Are, I'm a Pirates fan, but Kotwa, Chiefs. When Mart missed that penalty, I just saw her. No, man, these people would be great playing netball. When Amara.
What about? And I give up Pirates in general.
It's
Like
Pirates
I said,
fans.
Pirate fans.
Ah, yeah,
Pirates
baba. Leave other kids, man.
Nice.
When the
Come
game
on,
was
man.
playing, I think it was on Thursday. Sundowns, was it Marumo Gallant or Ingi?
Sundowns.
Yes, on
I think
Thursday.
it's Sikukune.
Sikukuni,
Yeah.
yes. But what Pirates game never see the game. You know, Chiefs.
Yeah.
You would swear the Chiefs was the one who was playing in that game. I felt like, but guys, the game is not even finished. The Sikukuni and Sundowns game is not even finished. My parents fans are already there,
Hey.
already calculating. If Sundowns wins here, they're gonna play Chiefs. Chiefs is going to lose. Like, guys, relax. Don't with Chiefs.
They were
you know?
scared. Even the game went to extra time.
It did,
was
Mo.
about to go to penalties.
And
2
then,
minutes left.
Yeah,
They were scared. And then,
Sundowns hit one.
unfortunately,
Yeah, they
Sundowns
got one through. Yeah.
definitely. Let me know what you think, guys, because not feel the same person when the netball team is being, if the netball team is being established right there, you are the first person who's going to play for that netball team. So I suggest that, just yeah.
Be on standby.
Be on standby. Be on standby. Yeah. Hold that thoughts. And then Tembi Mnuyara, hashtag justice for Toy, hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show, hashtag Sivugi.
Hi, Sandy.
Right. Yeah, so what I'm going to do right now is to just quickly ask you guys, did you guys see anything trending? Do you have anything that is trending on your socials, man? Because I love trending things and then you trend.
Yeah, I do. Obviously, I'm things, arts, culture, entertainment. And the 2025 Billboard Women in Music event brought together an impressive impressive lineup of stars for a night of celebration. So that happened this past weekend on the 29th of March. Duce was honored as Woman of the Year, while Tina Knowles received the title of Mother of the Year. They were joined by fellow awardees Money Long. Tyler was also honored there, and Erica Badu.
Nice.
Who won the Icon Award and has everyone's like mouth open with her outfit at the awards. I don't know if our production team can pull up the award, the image of how Erica Badu looked at the Billboard Women in Music event. She wore what looked like, you know those those fat suits, you know, the guys that are like Martin Lawrence and you know, when acting as Big Mama or whatnot. Yes, they were type, but she wore one where you know, it had like a pointy thingy top here, and you know, exaggerated thighs and hips. And one thing that has everyone going crazy was obviously what looked like she was making a fun of the BBL culture. Because the rear end of that outfit was huge. And as she got on the stage, she gave everyone a little twerk. They clapping those cheeks of that outfit, and everyone is like, what in the Erica Badu is up with that outfit? Like, is it performance art, you know? Of course, because we know Erica Badu is a great creative, and she's a creative that is always looking to set her own path and be different, and you know, while keeping it authentic and strictly doing the only thing that Mama Badu can do, you know. And of course, I think mostly it was, maybe she was bringing, I think she said that she was bringing you know, mocking, maybe I can say, the BBL trend that's currently happening. And I mean, I don't know about you guys listening and watching at home, but you know, I see that in society it's becoming quite you know, common that women are now, you know, going for the BBLs. I know there was a trend where you know, a sound was going on TikTok. Looked like you went and like where people had to deny that they went to Dubai to get a BBL, and then you know,
guys, let me clear some rumors.
Turkey. I didn't go to Turkey. Yeah, I didn't go to Turkey to get a BBL.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. We know as Africans, Tina, you know, our bodies are naturally curvaceous, and you know, here we have an historical I'm going to say historical figure in our history. Usarki Batman, remember?
Yeah.
She was you know, known for you know, used in human zoos back in those times that we all just try to get reparation and justice for, as the African black nation.
But why do women do BBL though?
Why do women do BBLs?
Yeah.
I mean,
Brazilian butt lift.
It's aesthetically for the male gaze. I think that's one thing. I swear, I think it's
I
what.
wonder which male.
It's what mainstream media. Right? I mean, the imagery of what is attractive to men in mainstream media has evolved. I mean, remember early 2000s, you guys were crushing on, you know, your slim, your slim women. I mean, early 90s, it was your beautiful Nia Longs, your Halle Berrys, and you know, with their beautiful bodies, looking natural and slim and black and proud. And then steady and surely it became the Kardashian age. Everybody was, you know, talking plastic surgery, Botox. And then sninini, now, of course, the new fad and trend in you know, mainstream media and what is particularly attractive to mainstream men. I don't don't know, man, guys.
This thing for quite some time, man, because social media and TV has been misleading people. Because a simple, what can I call it? A simple, what do you call these things? What do you call these things, man? When we're doing a experiment, simple social
experiment, okay.
An experiment, they would say, okay, look at this lady right here. They would put 10 guys, look at this lady right here on social media, like, oh, this woman. And then it happens that the same 10 guys, they are going to put that lady in the same room. The reactions are not the same. Right. So obviously a lot of people and of course media people have taken what people react to on social media to say, wow, man, I love Rihanna. But no, I just love her music. It's not about how she wears. It's not about her body. But without Rihanna without music.
But what sells album? What sells music? I mean, there's been this
would you love
thing
Beyonce when
marketing.
she was not doing music? Would guys be all over like that for Beyonce if she was not doing music?
Is Beyonce attractive?
I don't know.
I'm asking you. You've seen her. I'm asking you as a man right now.
Well, my
Beyonce is a beautiful name.
There you go.
Yeah.
So what do you mean men wouldn't
that's the thing.
notice or know her
media,
if she wasn't doing music?
But we have seen with the experiments that have been done, or okay, you put Beyonce here, you put her with her music. Well, I'm just going to use Beyonce as an example. But we know with a lot of musicians, it's just that, guys, we love your music. It doesn't mean or when you're wearing this aesthetic dress, when you're looking like this. Because that is why a lot of, female artists, they go through this pressure of looking like these models, on people. And then only to find out that you're messing up yourself psychologically and mentally. And then when you come
herself, but it's literally I mean brands such as or companies such as Dove have campaigns surrounded around female, how women view themselves, and being able to be comfortable in your own skin, and how the media has ruined how women feel about themselves, because if it's not
when you say we like BBLs, that's why the question
I didn't say you like BBLs. I'm asking you, Mo, what is your opinion on BBLs? I mean, there are men out here who actually just love it, who love BBLs, who don't mind their women going for augmentation. I mean, I remember I used to have some circle of people that I knew, men who would pay. Like he told me proudly and was like, Mina, if I paid for my woman to get her boob implants to augment herself so that she can look good for me.
But now we're talking about,
and he paid like 30 for those boobs. He paid over 30K at the time.
Yeah.
For a pay. And I mean,
but for me, what stands out the most
it's
the span. Like the lifespan. What is the lifespan of a BBL? Because no one.
Oh, you mean they
leave.
melt? You've seen how the others have looked, and it just.
It's bad, man. Because women age, man. Imagine you aging with.
Everyone ages.
Fluid.
But everyone ages.
Grandmother with a BBL.
It looks bad, man. It looks
women
very,
age.
very bad.
Everyone ages. The way you're saying women age.
Imagine being a 65-year-old grandmother with a BBL.
We're speaking about BBL. Don't
a
put
65-year-old grandmother
with a BBL.
70-year-old.
Imagine.
Look, I have nothing against it.
Watch over.
Honestly speaking, each to their own. I'm one of those people. I'm an individualistic thinker.
Yeah.
I always bring things back to home and say, speak in the first person. Say I. Say me. Myself.
Yeah.
You understand? So personally, I really look. If you want to go for it, knock yourself out. Knock yourself out. Run as far and as wide as you can with it, and do it, man. Personally, would I recommend Mutuaka Khore Ayeze? It would have to be a conversation we both have. And if she feels strongly about it, Musi, I hear what you're saying. It's not for you, but Nakabata BBL based on 1, 2, and 3, and 3 and 3. Maybe we need to, and then I would respond in saying, maybe we need to reevaluate where we are, because clearly we're not reading the same book, let alone the same genre.
You know where the danger is.
Understand that. So,
you know where the danger is.
In terms of where it is in society, Look, man, the powers that be have deemed these things now in modern times. Gore, that's what guys go for. But in more than most cases, you'll find gore machita pa tlo bolela gore, "Ai, nah, I'm good."
Kendrick asked in one of his songs, can he
Yes.
just please get some
No,
air
but the thing
with
is-
some stretch marks,
The
guys?
thing is, most guys are plomile, so over machita itchen, they'll say, yeah, that's great. Yes, it looks nice, but is it something that you want when why batla ntwe ile momo wena 24 hours? No, just
Guys, it
No.
speaks to what we are normalizing. Now I don't have any problems. If you're doing it in your own space privately, it's fine. It's your money. But now the problem is when you come to social media and influence
So
these young
flaunt, I
kids,
know. Yeah.
and influence, and they don't fail in making it look like it's it's what women need. We speak about BBL.
But that's marketing, branding, Joe. It's media. That's what media
But
exists
now,
to do.
remember that these young kids now, they have access at a very young age.
Yeah,
they have
Mo.
access to social media. So you're looking at those models, yes, BBL, and then they're not even ashamed to put the numbers to say, guys, if you want your BBL,
Call this person.
call
Yeah.
this person. And no, it's wrong. What are you doing? Because now these kids are going to grow up with a problem of self-image. Or okay, if this lady is looking beautiful, she's getting 700,000 likes because of a BBL. That means I also need to do that, because when I say natural, you're getting 4 likes, and it doesn't mean you need to get a BBL.
True.
So I'm speaking about the influence that is now going into these minds that we want to, see grow up normally, man.
Yeah, I know that. And what I like about the fact that as much as this negative self-imagery surrounding, women and whatnot, but I like I said, there are companies and there's brands and there's just equally the same amount of women who advocate and show how natural women just seem to glow, man. They have an unmistakable glow about them, and when a woman just feels good about herself, just in total, when she feels good about herself,
What irritates me the most about this thing is that they don't speak about how many women die through these surgery things. A lot of women die, and we have a lot of failed surgeries, when it comes to these BBLs. Yes, when now you're going to see someone who is a top influencer in your social media platforms. But now, do you know, Hore, how many people who want to find themselves looking like those top influencer in social media die during surgery while they're busy opening you up right there? Something wrong goes, and then your life is gone just like that.
Yeah.
or BBL. Yeah, well, I mean, I just want women to consider and just be happy with themselves. And I guess, of course, one thing about Erykah Badu, she's always going to pop out and show out, And I want to know from you at home what you think about that headline and what's
That's
trending
ridiculous,
on social media. What do you think? What did you think about Erykah Badu's outfit at the Billboard Women in Music event? Yeah, no, it wasn't. Yes, awards that happened. Look at me, awards that happened this past weekend. Was she throwing shade at the BBL culture or just having fun? Whether you believe whichever one it is, let's debate it. Let's talk about it. Hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. Hashtag Sivugile. We still live and streaming with you right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show. And we want to hear your thoughts and opinions on what we have shared with you here.
Yeah, and also we have a Q&A right there for Kaizer Chiefs fans, right? We have a Q&A on YouTube. The question is, what can Kaizer Chiefs do to get back to hashtag #1 sport? Why do I read the hashtag? What can Kaizer Chiefs do to get back to the #1 sport? For me, it's simple, man. Get quality players. Yes, these players are quality, but now there's a level of quality, in everything that we do in our life. Yes, you can look like a quality woman, but there are standards and levels to quality. Well, let me not include other things. We're speaking about soccer here, right?
Mo,
So the
treading on
qualities of the players that
nice.
they need, the quality of players that they need, man. They need to be players that represent what Kaizer Chiefs has been from the past years. We know that Vooka Breakfast Show will grow and have 50 years. And now when they're looking for people, you must be willing to die for the team because of the sweat that the team and the company has went through. You know, it's as simple as that.
True.
Because whenever you are called into working or playing for a team, you need to go through the history of what they have done. And now you're pledging yourself and say, you know what? I am willing to sacrifice everything. And we have seen it with European clubs. Yes, we are seeing them, you know, making sure that they're flourishing in everything that they do. And if you can get, you know, individuals to speak about their experiences in those teams, you will be shocked at how much sacrifice they give in. Some of them, they don't see their families for the whole year, you know, just because they understand. So in life, it comes to the context that, you know, in life, sometimes there are sacrifices that you need to make for you to see the success that you need to see.
And it also gives to, you know, purpose is what gives our life meaning.
Yeah.
That's my word for the day, for Monday, because I mean, at the end of the day, man, we hear everybody seeks that motivation, that reason to keep going, to keep pushing on, to keep persevering throughout all sorts of challenges and obstacles, because of course we know life can life, and we all need just that extra push sometimes when we're feeling a little bit, you know, let down and we feeling like we don't have the strength to go on. But we know when you have purpose is what gives life
because
meaning.
alipelu moya, man.
Yeah.
Alipelu moya. And if you're willing to play for Kaizer Chiefs, just know the sacrifices, man. They are kind of a ring. What is this term? The higher the sacrifice, the higher the rewards. Right?
Greater the reward.
Yeah, the greater the reward. So it's things like that we need to see, because now you can't be playing for such a big team and you can't walk on the streets, because you know what fans can do to you. You know what fans can say to you. Right? So, yeah, just let us know what you think by using the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. The question is still there, as you can see it. I'm going to ask it once again. What can Kaizer Chiefs do to get back to the number one spot and reclaim the glory days?
On a lighter note, Mo,
Yeah.
I've been waiting for this one for so long.
Okay.
It was actually supposed to happen last week Friday, but because that other week we had electrical and technical difficulties,
Yeah.
right, so that we experienced when we got here in the morning. Guys, today, 30th of March, maybe Mujimu one, the Mujimu Lebadimu, and 31st.
Yes.
Okay, no, it's fine. But anyway, almost, because it's a day later. But the universe has its own way of doing these things, you know. And with that being said, today we're actually celebrating our 30th episode. It is our 30th episode, man.
We are getting into it.
Come on,
man, we have been here
deep,
with you guys,
deep
man.
into it. 30th episode. I was looking forward to the 25th. It happened last week, which was last week Monday, and I forgot about it. You remember I told you?
Yeah,
But man, I forgot to tell everyone who's always listening and watching and hanging out with us. Last week Monday was celebrating our 25th episode, and today on the 31st of March, we mark this as day in history.
Yes,
Exactly.
today
Definitely,
in
man.
history.
Yeah,
You understand?
technicals
So,
will do the right thing.
next year around this time we're going to be saying today in history. On the 31st of March 2025,
30th
it was
episode.
the 30th episode celebrated by hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So I don't know, man. That for me, all those smaller things for me.
Yeah.
It's
are
a
very
milestone. The
significant,
small
you know.
wins,
Yeah.
man. The small
Yeah.
milestones is really why we keep doing this.
Yeah,
and I mean,
definitely.
obviously, why we love having you with us
Yeah.
every morning. Exchanging energy. I always call it an energy exchange, because you give me energy, I give you energy.
Yeah.
And also, it's Monday. It serves as a motivation.
Right.
Right? To
Definitely.
always
Keep
keep on
going.
going, man.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes the first day, you may think you
Aish.
can't do it. Second day, you go on. Third day, like, you know what? This camera is messing me up. I can't do this anymore.
But by the
mics
30th
are not waking
episode,
up.
you're just like, yay!
Yeah, man. You know, like you just keep on going, man.
Yeah.
Because the energy energy is there, and the energy is something that you always need, to have with things like this, because it's easy to give up. I'm not gonna lie.
It is completely.
It's very, very easy.
There's been
to give
days,
up.
I remember more 2 weeks ago, you and I were like, yo, guys, Friday couldn't have gotten here any sooner, man. Like, we were literally dragging ourselves. Oh, guys, it's still
When?
Tuesday. But last week you got it was Thursday. You know what I'm trying to say? So there's those days, man. Like today, I woke up not feeling so great. I'm under the weather. My chest is heavy. Just my entire demeanor and mood is not at 100. But we were here, and like I said, we always enjoy being in your company and hanging out with you on a day-to-day basis every morning. So I'm gonna go high. Very shortly, we are going to be hanging out with Mr. Ntundeni, all right, who is an author, a comedian, and someone who studied chemical engineering. He wears so many hats, man.
Jeez.
He wears so many hats, and I can't wait to get. He's a comedian, yeah, like I mentioned, and we can't wait to get into the conversation with him. Mr. B, are we good to go?
Yeah, we are good to
Not
go,
yet.
man. We just got a notification and an update that he is online. So obviously he's going to be joining us online, right?
okay.
What we're gonna do is to take a short break and then just prepare him, and then when we come back, we go straight into the interview, right?
Yes, sir.
With Ntundeni Mndo, an author, as Musi, said and gave a brief description of what he does. What I need you to do is to stay tuned, stay right there, grab a cup of coffee, a glass of water, because we're going to have an interesting conversation that you can learn a lot right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show. It's 11 minutes past 9. Let us take a short break, and then when we come back, we get straight into the conversation.
Vooka Breakfast Show.
We're out here in the heart of Soweto, Top Santon. This is right next to Zondi Hills, and just before you get to Broad Fisher Club. I'm out here. My name is Musi West. I'm out here with the one and only Maximum Temperature. I'm working my man. TC Sebanana Wakamazibugo, and of course our station manager, the one and only Manele Lyric. And we're traveling out here, man. This is what we do on the Vooka Breakfast Show.
Yeah, you gotta get it fresh.
We are fresh and nice. Now it's time to take the information to the people.
Of course, like Mo just mentioned, do stay tuned, comment, like, subscribe, share your thoughts and your opinions and everything else in between. We're going to be coming to a street to you live near you, wanting to know what your thoughts are out there on the streets.
Of course, we've got TCO Wamazibuko with the traffic update. Right now, we are going to N1 southbound to make sure that whatever that you guys get, it is real-time information. So, looking at Mukhorosi, we have robots that are not working right here, but the traffic is moving. We're going to look at when is your rush hour time, when people are from the work, or from school, right? I'm going to give you your daily update. So, do make sure that you stay with us. Mobile Vooka Breakfast Show.
A 15 minutes past 9, you're still watching the Vooka Breakfast Show. My name is Mwekiti Maimani, and I'm joined by UTC and Musi Mr. right here. And still in conversation and speaking about everything that has to do with social media trends. Of course, this question, it's still standing right there on YouTube, the Q&A. Answer, tell us what you think. What does Kaizer Chiefs need to do for them to go back to the glory days? And as promised, of course, we said that we are going to be having Mr. Ntundeni right here, an author who's going to be with us online, of course. So I just hope you guys are ready for this conversation. Guys, are you ready for this one?
Yeah, I mean, I would love for him to give our viewers and listeners and perhaps myself some motivation for the rest of the week, because we're starting with him this week as our first guest of the week. So Mr. Ntundeni, wherever you are, you gotta, I don't know, man. I hope that you can give us something, because we're about to also, we want to give our viewers and listeners something to just keep them going for the rest of the week.
Yeah, definitely. Let us just confirm and put him on standby. I just want to confirm if Mr. Ntundeni, can you hear us on the other side? Yeah, definitely we can. Thank you so much. All right, thank you so much, Mr. Ntundeni. By the way, welcome to the Vooka Breakfast Show. Of course, we have people who are watching and listening at home. And please take us through to someone who is watching and listening who doesn't know who Mr. Ntundeni is. Take us through, a brief introduction and tell us, who are you and what do you do? Mr. Ntundeni, can you please because we couldn't get some of the audio when you started, so can you please go through again just for people who are watching?
Apologies, we just had a little bit of apologies about that. We just had a little bit of a technical issue. So can you just repeat on how who you are and what you do?
All right, Mr. Ntundeni, we're going to take a short break, and then when we come back, we're going to continue because we're still dealing with the sound right here. Can you hear me?
Hey friends, come along with the Vooka team as time is spent
At the Vision Board and Pizza event out at Curiosity in Maboning.
aimed at promoting positivity, creativity that breeds longevity,
Enjoy tasks like silent reading.
vision boarding, and live performances.
Vooka Breakfast Show brings you all things great and amazing with Sacred Sundays.
In collaboration with Mwari Pizza for Vision Board and Pizza. Hey family,
Hi,
My name is Tisiga Mazibugo Shabalala.
My name is Moketi Maimane.
my name is Musi Mist
my name is Ketu Mguni
on the Vooka
Vooka Breakfast Show.
Every weekdays from 7 a.m.
to 10 a.m.
This is where we are going to have our topical discussion featuring various experts from different fields.
We're gonna take care of you and it's gonna be amazing, man. Right now I'm on the set of the Vooka Breakfast Show brought to you by the Blink-On Network.
Do not forget to subscribe.
That's Vooka Breakfast Show on Facebook and all other social media platforms.
Vooka.
See you there.
All right, 22 minutes past 9. It is the time, and you're still watching the Vooka Breakfast Show. And we were still having some troubles, sorting out the sound, just to make sure that you who are watching right now, you're getting a clear sound from us and Mr. Ntundeni. So I just want to run that again so that we can confirm if our sound is feeding. Mr. Ntundeni, can you please confirm if you can hear us? Yeah, I think we're still having some difficulties in getting your sound through the stream. And of course, I just want to ask us, people who are watching right now, if you guys confirm with us if you can hear Mr. Ntundeni when he is speaking. Because I can see, okay, Hector Tekalane just joined at hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show morning, guys. A very good morning. A very good morning to you, Hector. We are still in conversation with Ntundeni, who is an author, and trying to get, the best sound from him whenever we're speaking with him. So they're still, trying to solve all of the technical issues that we're having so that we can get a clear sound for this interview. So I just want to know if we are good to go. Can you please confirm again if you can hear us? Okay. What we're gonna do right here is to Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you now.
Yeah, just want to confirm if the technicals can get the sound, your sound, to the stream. Can we? Yeah. So in the meantime, I just want you to, read something, say something so that we can get your sound clear.
Okay, good morning. Just confirm if you can hear me. Hopefully my sound is getting through now.
We're good, Mo.
We're good.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. Welcome, Mr. Ntundeni. Look, man, if you are like TK Hector Takalani Ndlovu, who has just joined us on YouTube in our comment section, welcome. Look, man, you are just on time and to catch the conversation we're about to have with Ntundeni Ndo. And you know what it says here about him is that he's a stand-up comedian, an author, an entrepreneur who believes in the power of storytelling to inspire and entertain. His purpose is to teach, inspire, and heal people through words and deeds. His journey began in the rural village of Mukula in Limpopo province, where he matriculated as a top achiever in the province in 2013. He says that I graduated from the Wits University with a master's degree in chemical engineering. Through hard work and determination, I have navigated the worlds of academia, corporate South Africa, and entrepreneurship to find my true passion, which is making people laugh. So very, very interesting, man. Someone who studied chemical engineering to find yourself now in 2021, starting in the spaces of stand-up comedy. How do you get to that, Mr. Ntundeni? Please explain, where does Ntundeni come from, your upbringing, and eventually finding yourself now after having, gotten your master's in chemical engineering, you eventually find yourself being a stand-up comedian?
Thank you very much. It's quite a pleasure to be on this platform. So I grew up in rural Limpopo, Mukura village, as you have already mentioned. Yes, both my parents were not educated. They don't have any formal education. They don't even have matric. My mom has baptism certificate. That's what she has on the wall. And to this day, we don't know they didn't even make it to the secondary level. So I knew well in advance from that time that for me to do well in life, I had to do well academically. So for me, education was not just education, but it was a ticket out of poverty. So I knew from that time that I couldn't even afford to pay the exorbitant fees at university. So the only way for me to be able to get university and get a qualification, if I can let my marks pay for my fees. And that was what I was working towards. So I worked towards my marks paying for my fees. That's how I ended up matriculating as a top achiever and going to VES studying engineering. And throughout, my academic journey, I always been one to want to help other people, just to support them in their journey, to motivate them, inspire them to do well. And in my second year of studies, I joined an organization called Toastmasters International, which then allowed me to refine my public speaking skills. And through public speaking, then I also started writing books to help people, essentially motivate them to achieve better results for themselves. And it was only after I've written my books where, like, you will get feedback from people. People will say, "Wow, this is quite inspirational. Wow, this is quite funny." And for me, it was not really intentional, but it was just something natural that came with when I was writing, that I wanted the book to be as enjoyable as it is educational. And having received that consistent feedback that, "Yo, dude, your book is so funny." Somebody actually asked me in 2021 to say, "Have you tried stand-up comedy?" I was like, "Nah, I've never really thought about that." And it was at that moment where I was like, maybe there is something. And it was COVID. After lockdown, I was like, it's something new now. Let me get out there, go and do something. And then I went on to do my first stand-up comedy set. And from that day, as they say, the rest is history.
Yeah. I love how you at the beginning, as we were trying to sort out the sound difficulty we're experiencing here in history, in studio, in studio. You mentioned that you are an entrepreneur by force.
Yes.
I like that. I like that so much. We barely ever hear someone, who's in business and in entrepreneurship mention something like that. So, but let's take it back a bit to the storytelling where you found yourself writing books and the comedic side. How do you balance storytelling with humor now? Are the books that you've written influenced and inspired by your comedic side, or is the comedic side now the one that's inspired by your storytelling and the journey that you've gone through as an individual?
Yeah, no, you can say the two really are one, right? So I started from the writing perspective before I did stand-up comedy. And for me, the main thing in terms of storytelling is that nothing tells a story more than a story does. And I believe that a good story can change a life, right? And when I tell a story, it's just that the humor is in the story. Like in our everyday lives, that's where you see the humor, you see it unfolding, and it's just how you relate that to other people. So as an example, if I talk about when I transitioned to university, when you go to university, first year, most of the times you find that you're struggling because at university it doesn't matter. Most of the time you can struggle academically, jolically, whatever that means. But like there's a struggle. So in first year, you struggle and you're coming from the village, you were a top student, etc. It's hard even to relate to your parents and everyone in your environment because if you tell them that now you are struggling, they won't believe it's cause that is dealing with you.
Yeah.
They start pointing out, there's someone in the village who's bewitching you. Who is it? Uncle? Is it the aunt? Which one is it? Like those kind of stories and scenarios are the ones that, as I tell, you realize that people find humor in such stories, but that is reality. And for me, my writing is based on things like that.
Yeah, interesting, Mr. Ntsundeni, because we know that a lot of people, who come from villages, there are certain challenges that you guys face. But now I just want you to run me back to how do you use, your storytelling to, as a weapon to inspire, those who live in your village?
People look, especially at a young age, people look for role models, and it's how they start to shape their own lives by hearing a good story, by seeing a good story, and sometimes the way you live your life itself is a story. So as an example, if for example you are a successful person, you are the one to build a mansion in the village, people can see that story and be inspired by it already. And for me, what I just do is to take it to another level by making sure that I fill in the gaps so that it's not just what people see, but I also tell them behind the scenes, because sometimes you can be inspired by a good story by just seeing from the outside, but you don't know what went in. You just see the tip of the iceberg, which is the that you see. But what then storytelling does is tell you what was happening in the background. So for example, you will see that a village boy in Sundenundo matriculated as a national top achiever, in Limpopo province, and because of that he won a car, right? That's a story that you see. But if I don't come out and tell my story, then they don't know the hours that I put in behind that to make sure that I get to that level. They don't see the challenges that I face and how I was able to overcome those challenges. So a good story on it or in and of itself, without actually knowing the nitty-gritties, it becomes hard to put to life and actually bring actionable results.
Yeah. Very, very, very interesting stuff. You know, right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show, we try to bring you the most relevant people who are doing amazing stuff in and around our communities. And today, not in studio, but by the power and the beauty of technology, we're able to connect across provinces. And this morning, we're joined by Ntsundeni Ndowe, a chemical engineer, an author, and a comedian, amongst the many other things that he does, man. Such amazing stuff. And, we're getting into the conversation and the story of who he is, where he comes from, and where he's possibly moving into in the near future. So, I love how you mentioned that your life is a story in itself, and as it unfolds, people can learn from you and take inspiration wherever they can. But now, you mentioned that you faced some challenges coming from the village of Mukula. As a rural boy, you get to Joburg, you get to Wits, and there's challenges and there's expectations, of course, from family and friends back home and all of those things. So now, take someone through who's watching, who's listening, and is inspired by your story but wants to find out more. Take us through the challenges now of navigating all of these spaces, of coming from an environment where you were the top achiever now, and you're starting from the bottom, but eventually you find yourself wanting to write this book and tell your story and share your story with the world. What are some of the challenges that Ntsundeni comes across now as an author, as a comedian, and ultimately as a chemical engineering student? What are some of those challenges that you come across, and how do you conquer them and get over them and push through them, essentially?
Yeah, no, thank you for that question. And with regards to challenges, I think one thing that we must appreciate is that every level has got its own devil, right?
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter where you are, whether you are doing first year in your studies, whether you are in an internship, it's your first year of working. Or you're in a first year of marriage, or it doesn't matter whether it's 10 years in the workplace. Every level has its own devil, and it's quite important for you to appreciate the challenges that you face at that level. Be aware of opportunities that lie also at that level. There is this concept where people usually want to run away from challenges, and sometimes we just think, okay, if I get out of here, then my life will be better, right? As an example, you're in university, you're like, okay, let me just finish varsity, my life will be better.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe yes, but most likely it will only get better when you get better as an individual. It doesn't mean that because you're out of a situation where you have got challenges, the next situation that you go to, you're not going to encounter challenges, right? You come from one relationship, you're like, let me leave out of from this relationship, go to greener pastures. You find that greener pastures also have their own challenges.
Yes,
you
definitely.
wonder what is happening. Right? So what I'm trying to say is, for example, if you are in varsity, you're coming from the village, obviously one of the biggest challenges that you have to do and deal with is how to adapt to a new environment. But I'm seeing in terms of language as an example, because you find that even where you come from, everything you have been taught in your own home language. Now you're finding people who are coming with accents, etc., and it's so hard to understand, right? But also things like lifestyle. That's a big thing. Where you come from, it's just a village. But now in Joburg, things are happening. There's a lot, not just in a negative way, right? But also in a positive way. You can expose yourself to a lot of things. But how much can you expose yourself to things without, undermining the main reason, for example, why you came to Johannesburg?
Yes.
So I think that's one thing that you need to keep in mind. It's a challenge on its own. financially, that's also a big thing, because you're starting out, you find that you are the one actually who is supporting your parents back at home, but you are a student with the little money that you get from NSFAS or a bursary. You need to support yourself, help at home. You don't have anyone to sort of ask assistance from. So those are some of the challenges that you face and you come across. And for me, I think the big thing is to say, life is full of challenges, whatever the level that you are in, right? And the most important thing is for you to understand that the more you grow, the more you can be able to overcome those challenges. You don't become you don't win by avoiding challenges. You win by conquering, essentially. So even in stand-up comedy, as an example, it doesn't matter whether I have a master's in chemical engineering or not. When I'm starting stand-up comedy, I'm starting at day 0 or day 1, right? So I need to take my gown off and work the craft, understand the lay of the land, understand the rule of the environment, pay my school fees, and I need to be patient, to go through whatever. If it takes me doing a lot of open spots, I'm not getting paid for those open spots, but I know that through that I am working on my craft, I'm building my reputation, I'm building some networks, etc. And then in due time, all of that will pay off. So I think in a nutshell, one should never be scared of starting afresh or starting over, because essentially when you start over, it's not like you're starting from 0, even if you're starting from 0, because even experiences that you have taken from the past, you can take to another environment.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Thank you so much, man, for breaking that down. So what I want to come in right now is, hearing you going through and overcoming those challenges. So I just want you to take me through, because we know that most of the people, when they go through challenges, they experience what we call giving up. Like they just give in to the challenges. So what kept you motivated, to keep on going and find yourself where you are?
Yeah, so I think one of the beautiful things about me is that I don't let success and failure. I don't let either of them get into my head or get into my heart. And even the way I define failure for myself is quite different from how I've seen many failure. Right. So failure is not who you are, as an example, but it's what you are going through. So if you fail, it doesn't mean that everything about you is a failure. It's just that you have failed on that one particular item. You failed maths, as an example, right? That's it. You failed maths, but your whole being is not a failure. And actually, you have not failed maths. You have just failed a maths test, right? And so I think you need to understand that it's just an event and a component of life that has happened, because face it, so failure is an eventuality. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when it will happen. But it's not something that should define who you are as an individual. And for me, that's how I navigate. And I don't see myself having failed based on results, right? So let's just take a quick example. I have not failed if I get 10% in a maths exam, but I failed if I give 10% in preparation for my maths. I have not failed if I am not loved. I have failed if I do not love, right? I have not failed if I'm not given, but I have failed if I don't give. That kind of thing. So it's more internally defined rather than based on what we see outward. So I think that has helped me to be able to digest whatever that I can come across as like a failure. So as an example, right? So recently, I was nominated to be part of the top 20 of the Savannah Newcomer Showcase.
Nice.
For this stand-up comedy in South Africa. and I performed in the showcase. I did so well. I even received a standing ovation in that particular set. But when it came to the top 5 nominations, I was not part of the nominations, right? So I would say that obviously I was hurt as an individual to say, oh, okay, I did put in effort, but I didn't get in. But ultimately, I cannot be defined, for example, by a nomination that is decided by other people who are sitting somewhere. But I'm only defined by the kind of performances that I put in and the people, because those are the people that are able to experience what I am giving. So I think it's bringing that kind of a context to whatever you're going through and whatever you can define as failure in your life.
Look at you, Ntundeni. You, at the beginning of this interview, when I said that you are going to give us motivation, and everybody who's listening and watching, give us motivation so that, that they can get in motivation. And you were like, that is so much pressure, but look at how effortlessly you speak on what you do and how you navigate, and your perspective on how you navigate your challenges, your obstacles. Just that in itself, like you said, it's by telling our stories that we can inspire and motivate others, because that the story is the motivation.
Yeah, wonderful, man. I hope whoever's watching right now is motivated. And if you want to say something on the comment section, use the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. Still in conversation with Ntundeni, an author, chemical engineer, and also a stand-up comedian
and an entrepreneur.
Yes, a man of many caliber. You are, Mr. Ntundeni. So right now, I just want to know, man, after you've overcame those challenges, now you're looking at real life. Now you're looking at greener pastures, as you said. What is it that you begin with after you have dealt with, your challenges? What is it that you're looking forward to? Are you looking forward to, your career in stand-up comedian, as an entrepreneur, or, as what you have studied and the qualification that you have? What is it that you began with after dealing with your challenges?
Yeah, so, okay. So in terms of way forward for me, I've always felt like I've been living my dream life for quite a long time. And that is not to say that I'm the most successful person ever. But for me, how I've structured my life is such that I can be able to do a number of things that fulfill me differently, right? So that's why I'm able to write books, do stand-up comedy, and still have a professional career, for example, in management consulting. So that's sort of how I've structured my life around. And looking forward for me, I want to, like I said, I feel like my purpose here is to inspire, teach, and heal people through words. And I believe that through whatever I able to do that. So there's a huge shift in terms of, for me, wanting to touch people through entrepreneurship, and because for me, I think we all know the problem of job security, etc., unemployment, and finding young people who you can be able to find opportunities for them, be able to coach them, etc. That's something that I'm really passionate about. But I really do want to grow in as a stand-up comedian. So last year I did my one-man show called Husband Material at the First Theatre. It's quite amazing. So I want to continue to do more shows. And eventually I also want to do the shows internationally. So that's something that I still dream about doing. And for me, it's because of the fact that even, for example, you start working, as an example, I never believe like I have arrived. Like you never arrive, right? To quote my friend Moleng Musone, he says, we have not yet arrived, but we are beings in the process of becoming people in constant pursuit of success and excellence, and quite fundamentally for us, the joy is in the journey. So I really love the journey, and even when sometimes I don't really see. So I think end goal mentality is lifetime brutality. If you always start, where is it going to end? What is the final product?
Yeah.
That's what's gonna kill you. So my mentality around life really is more like a road trip.
I love
Yes,
that.
it's a destination you're to, but like I'm enjoying the drive. Even if I driving, there are potholes on the way. Yes, there are potholes, but I'm still on a road trip, right? There are speed humps, yes, but I'm still on a road trip. So that's sort of my view about life in general.
I love that. I
Yo.
love that so much. Look, man, you're barely 5 years into your comedic career, and already you're doing the things that are needed to be done, man. Like you're pulling strings left, right, and center, and I love that, man. But now, look, you were a top achiever in high school. You studied chemical engineering. You're an entrepreneur, and then later in your life, almost 10 years after completing matric, you start wanting to be in the comedic space. Who are some of the people now who Unsundeni looks up to? We know we have so many comedians in South Africa and overseas, of course. Now, who are the people that who are the people that influence you and your comedic style, and the people you look up to, and the people you say, you know what, one day I want to share a stage with that person. I want to follow up his act. I want to be an opening act for him. Who are some of those people, man?
Yeah, no, in South Africa, you are right. There are a lot of stand-up comedians.
Yeah.
Actually, I meet a lot of comedians on the street. There are so many people who I find very funnier than me on the street. And it's really quite amazing, the sense of humor that we have here in South Africa. So influences, obviously, if you're a South African, there's a big influence that comes from Trevor Noah being the one that broken barriers and boundaries and went international. Now he's an icon. Just all of that, and also just his craft as well, his storytelling. And one of the things that I love about comedy is also storytelling, right? So in as much as comedy is about making people laugh, etc., the value of storytelling for me is quite big, and I enjoy also being able to capture and captivate the audience without making them laugh, but without them feeling like they are bored. I think that's also one of the interests I love. So there's a huge influence from Trevor. Locally, one of the guys that I really enjoy watching is Tsitsi Shumia. I think this is one of the most hilarious guys I've ever seen perform. And there's quite a number of many other local comedians who are like really top tier. I don't think I can do justice to all of them, but there's many of them. Spiso Nene is also one of the the amazing. I really enjoy watching. I love how Dylan Oliphant writes, Tabiso Mkongo. Like there's a lot of guys who like are doing really amazing stuff.
Yeah.
Interesting, man.
And your comedians.
Yeah, he does. He does.
He knows his comedians. You're a very knowledgeable young man.
Yeah.
And man, anyone listening to you can hear that being with you or surrounded or being around you is refreshing, because that perspective that you have, that you hold, is quite inspirational, to say the least, and refreshing to coming from someone of your age, and coming from someone who, like you're saying, is from a small place and a very isolated place, because the general consensus or the general thought is that people who are from small places have narrow-minded opinions and perspectives. Yeah. But your perspective is on a world-class view. I as somebody who advocates for, all things positivity, mental health, I'm just like, if I were to be, in a rut, or I felt stuck about somewhere in my life, and I was going through a challenge that I thought I couldn't come past, and I had to sit and just listen to you speak, I would feel, after that, I would feel like my problem is actually just, it's not so bad. And I mean, I guess if as a comedian, man, I would be on the floor. You would have made my day.
Definitely. In closure, not to keep you too long, Mr. Ndo, talk to me, man. You say you have so many people that you look up to, and there's so many influencers, of course, in the comedic spaces and stuff like that. And you know, Utisi just mentioned that you're someone who's quite knowledgeable and who's well read up, right? Now, do you think comedy has the power to address serious issues in our day-to-day lives, in our society, in politics, and in any spaces? You know, do you think it has the power to address those issues and shed light to them and resolve them ultimately? Do you think as comedians you guys have that power, you know, to influence, I guess, and steer people in the right way and bring them towards the light? Or is it just all laughs when we're sitting there in the comedy club and we're just chilling, enjoying our drinks, you know? What's your take on that?
You 100% right. So comedy has got unparalleled power to influence society, and the reason for that, it's not just comedy, right? Art in general. So literature as an example, but mainly literature, if we are taking an example of fiction, etc. So because the thing is, for what art does is that it takes reality and puts it in a different perspective. So comedy allows us to say things even that people will say, oh, like you can be able to say those things in stage because it's that platform. It has got the artistry, and it can make people even question the beliefs that they have. It can make people even have conversations that are tough to be had. It can make people deal with difficult things that they under normal circumstances they will not have the courage to bring up those conversations. So I think comedy is a very, very powerful tool in terms of doing that, because one of the things which I love about it is that it also brings an element of controversy sometimes, and I love it because if there is controversy, it means there is an area of contestation, there is a discussion, there is a dialogue that must be had, and maybe people were not ready to have that kind of a conversation. That's why there is that element of controversy. So I love it, and I enjoy the art in terms of what it does to society. To answer your question, yes, can contribute.
You're quite right, because when I was, coming up in the world, when it comes to, from my formative years, was a hero in the newspapers were people that I found funny, but also that satire and that political, he brought attention to critical and important issues in society when it comes to politics and whatnot. So I totally agree with you when you're saying, comedy can bring about change in the way the artistry portrays itself, because you are able to give people bring awareness to an issue in a way that is not too confrontational, that is not too in your face, and making people making people like you said. But that's great.
Very, very exceptional, man. So coming in the last 2 minutes that we have, so you are an author of 2 motivational books. Today is To Do and Today is To Excel. Can you please take us through, man, the motivation behind those books? Yes, as you can see, man. Can you please bring them up again so that people can see, man? And you're going to share information. Yes, there we go. Today is To Do and Today is To Excel. Can you please walk us through, man, the motivation behind those 2 books?
So let's start with Today's To Do, right? It's a simple premise that yesterday is gone and tomorrow is not guaranteed. So today is If you want to love that person today. If you want to do that degree today. What you want to do, do it. And there's a famous quote which says, "Never leave for tomorrow what can be done today."
Yes.
And it's one of the things that inspired this. And then today is to excel. It's an extension, but specifically on excellence. So this is the holy grail of academic excellence. So it argues why academic excellence is possible, and achievable. And an anchor quote for today is to excel is that academic excellence is not for the chosen few; it is for the few who have chosen it.
Wow. Interesting, man. Interesting.
Yeah, man. I would love for you, because I still believe, there's this misconception is the word that I was actually looking for, that people don't read, or black African people don't read. But I yesterday at an event that we were at, there's people called Black City Culture. Yeah, they reintroducing, or it's a culture to reintroduce reading. And I love the fact that you have books that speak to getting things done, and your philosophies are amazing, man. They're amazing, encouraging and inspiring, and telling stories that need to be told, and by our people, from our people. I applaud you for being one of the storytellers who continues to try and motivate people, to try and get people to actually read, and to give people just a handbook, to sometimes, like I said, on those days when they're feeling down and out, and or not knowing what step to take, or what to do, or how else to navigate through what they're going through, or the challenges that they face, to just say, hey man, here's a handbook, here's something I've done, or here's something you can do, and see if it works. So yeah, thank you for that. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. So Mr. Ntundeni, before we wrap up the conversation, can you please let the viewers know where can they get the copy of your two books?
Thank you so much. So just follow me on social media. On Instagram is @Ntundeni, same for Facebook. @Ntundeni95 on TikTok, and @Ntundeni on X.
He's done.
Oh.
Very, very, very cool stuff. Oh, okay. The sound cuts a bit from
so
time
we weren't
to time.
sure that you're done.
Yeah,
or
you were
what?
done in our headsets. But look, man, we were in conversation this morning with Ntundeni Ndowe, a young man who's doing amazing stuff. In the spaces of comedy, entrepreneurship, chemical engineering, and of course, in the spaces of writing books. He's an author. Yeah. Like we just mentioned, that he has written two amazing books, and that speak to inspiration and trying to foster a tradition and a culture of reading amongst our black fellow South Africans. He says here that he started his comedy career in 2021 and has since performed for diverse audiences, including twice in front of the President of South Africa. His comedy explores the humor in everyday life, blending themes of love, education, religion, and personal growth. In December of 2023, he debuted his first one-man show, which was a resounding success, setting the stage for his latest production, Husband Material. Such amazing stuff. And this is what we do right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show, man. We try to bring you the most relevant people who are doing such amazing stuff in and around our communities. And this is a young man who's doing great stuff and is such an inspiration. And his story is such a huge inspiration to both you and I to go out there and to do it today. Because yesterday is gone, like Ntundeni said, and tomorrow is not guaranteed. So if it can be achieved and be done today, absolutely get into it. This speaks to the hack that we spoke about more, the 5-minute productivity hack, that if it can be done in 5 minutes, do it then and there, because tomorrow is not guaranteed.
Promised,
we don't know if we will be fortunate enough to wake up and go about our day-to-day lives. So we hope you really enjoyed the conversation that we had with Ntundeni Ndowe, and hopefully, God willing, let Mother Earth and the universe conspire together and make a dealing that we have Ntundeni live in studio, literally sitting next to us right right here on our desk of discussion, our topical desk,
Thank
so
you.
that we can get deep and more and delve deeper into the conversation of who he is, where he comes from, and what we can possibly look forward to with all of the spaces that he's involved in. Yes, sir.
Yeah, because Mondays are always for motivation, Mr. Ntundeni. Can you please leave some motivation to some of our viewers who are watching, or someone who would like to be an author like you in coming years?
Thank you so much. Yeah, before motivation, I just want to make this announcement to say, if you were charmed by all my motivation, please know that I am a husband, so I'm a married man. So change those motivation. Yeah. so it's not too late to start. It's not too early to start. You can start where you are with what you have, and it does not really matter how much you can do in a day, but what matters is how much you do daily. So consistency is better than intensity. So small daily incremental actions that you can do, that's what will ultimately lead you to achieving success.
Wow, what a way to motivate us, and what a way just to end the show, man.
yeah.
It definitely motivates.
Yes, sir.
That's for you right there. Thank you so much, my good sir, for being here with us. And we hope that we're going to have a conversation like this one next time on how your journey is going on.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, definitely. That was Mr. Ntundeni Ndo right here. I hope you guys enjoyed the conversation, man. And it does not only end here. If you want to ask more questions and you are an aspiring author, comedian, do make sure that you drop your comment on the comment section down there using the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. But yeah, definitely this is where we are ending the show. And of course, you guys have some remarks, man, with what we've just, the conversation that we've just witnessed. We know that it's a stats that was provided by the Department of Education that young kids are not reading for understanding.
Yeah.
So it is very important to have these kind of conversation that speaks to encouraging reading in communities and through laughter, through comedy. That is where a lot of people, you spark some light of reading, because when somebody's reading something that is funny, they are more willing to read more, right? So it is wonderful, man. It is wonderful to see such things. I don't know what you guys think, man.
I think, like I said, he sounds like an inspirational and knowledgeable young man, and we are grateful for him to come on the show and share some of his perspectives and opinions with those who might need just a little bit of a boost or some motivation to make some changes in their lives, or to persevere on this path or this journey called life, because we all need a push somewhere, somehow. But you know what? You start today, you start now, you start with what you have, because tomorrow is gone, and tomorrow is not promised, and yesterday is gone.
Yeah, man. I love how he mentioned that it's not about, having failed, but it's about how much you put into the activity,
the effort,
or the action, that you were supposed to do. I love that so much, man. It's not about having lost love, but the failure is in not having loved at all. Man, that for
the
me
words
struck
the
a
man
chord.
has, he is a wordsmith. He so I mean, I can understand why he's out here being a comedian and being an author.
Yeah, man. I love that so much, and hopefully we can have him in studio.
Definitely.
Someday, and try to make efforts to have him drive out here and hang out with us in studio and get more into the conversation. Because there's a sense of, I mean, I know, yes, technologically we were connected, but there's a different feel and a dynamic shift when someone is right here in studio with us. You would know more, man. The connection that we have and the vibes and the frequencies that are in the room when someone is sitting with us right here in the studio, in the room, telling us his story, hearing the passion that comes from him. Like, for example, last week we were hanging out with Tsepo Matibe. You remember how he was talking about branding and all the styles and this, that, and the other, and there's nothing that beats sitting with someone and looking them in the eye and hearing what they have to share. So Fingers crossed, man, we can hopefully have him. But we really, really appreciate him and, you know, for taking the time to hang out with us and share his story a bit. And yeah, man.
Yeah, Mondays are for motivation. Are you right there at home motivated? Because as you see me right now, it's 9 minutes past 9 and my day's about to start. I am 9 minutes past 10. 9 minutes past 10 and I have been motivated. I just want to know from you right there at home, are you motivated? Because that is what we are, you know, we are doing right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show each and every weekday from 7 a.m. up until 10 a.m. That is where we bring you everything that has to do with that certain day. Of course, the content and everything that we need to reveal to you, bringing on guests here. And speaking of guests, tomorrow definitely it is a Tuesday, and Tuesday we are looking at you know, your business blogs, right? We're going to be looking at what do we have. So stay put in our social media, because that is where we're going to be posting the people who are going to be joining us right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show. We are Vooka Breakfast Show on Facebook, YouTube, or Instagram, and your TikTok. Also on X, it's at Vooka Breakfast Show. My name,
Yes, sir. No, I was just saying that it's a very inspirational way to end off the month of March.
Yeah, it's the last day,
the last day of March. And of course, this marks that we are 30 episodes deep into streaming and bringing you the most relevant and the most proper things that are out there that just ultimately the world has to offer. So today, just for just a quick recap, the word of the day on the 31st of March on a Monday morning was, or still is, equanimity. And equanimity means having mental or emotional stability, especially under stress. So are you someone who has a high functioning level of equanimity? Or are you someone who is still striving to achieve that high functioning level? Or are you someone who absolutely does not possess it and has no care whatsoever in the world, to be bothered in having a high functioning level of equanimity, which means to have mental and emotional stability, especially under stress. So do share your thoughts and your opinions as to how you would use that word in a sentence, because all of these words that we bring you on a day-to-day morning or on a day-to-day basis are aimed at you and I and everyone else involved in hanging out with us every morning. This is aimed at improving our day-to-day spoken language and ultimately our vocabularies. You should watch out. From time to time I've been slotting in these words, man. And I'm trying to improve my vocabulary individual, so I don't bring you these words in just for the fun of it. This is what we do here right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show, brought to you by the Blinko Network, man. It's streaming live from the heart of Soweto, top center, right next to Zondi Hills, and this is just before you get to Fisher Kloof.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much to those who have stayed tuned with us until the end. Tomorrow, same time, same place. My name is Moketi Maiman, aka Max for maximum temperature. Ahosena motlakase reberekisa generator.
And banyana baba. I love it.
It's gonna get me
I love
fired.
it. Before we leave, man, someone who's always, can I tell you, Mr. B, Motum Sana maybe might say this and concur. On Friday, later when TK came from work, he said he passed here on studio. And now he's in our comment section. TK is always hanging out with us. So he met with Tumsana and told Tumsana, no man, I'm the Takalani head who's always commenting and watching and stuff like that. So TK coming through, we do completely.
Love it when people
always tell him that I appreciate and we appreciate as a team his interaction and his engagement on a day-to-day basis. And to find that he's someone who's at work whenever he's commenting and giving us traffic updates and stuff like that, man, we couldn't ask for more. So TK coming through on YouTube saying hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show morning, guys, why do you guys look so stressed?
Stressed.
And then he comes back and says, I have one joke for you already. The connections are playing jokes on you guys. So I think maybe it was like the glitching between us
says,
and Ntsundeni, but this is the beauty of live streaming and giving you live shows on a day-to-day basis, man. You can't fake it, you can't stage it, there's no cut and And this is what we bring you live. We're here in studio doing the things that are needed to be done. And of course, on a day-to-day basis, one of the people you'll always be hanging out with is myself, the one and only MOOCEE Mr. My name is Musi Mr. and I couldn't have been happier to be in your company. I'm still feeling a bit under the weather, but I'm sure throughout the entirety of my day, having hung out with you this morning, I'll feel better. Until tomorrow, stay safe, stay healthy, stay hydrated, and we'll see each other same time, same place. Cool stuff.
Yes, and on that note, I just want to leave you just with this one last thought. Resilience is not just getting through challenges and obstacles, but it is in the how you get through those challenges and obstacles. So never forget that, you know what? Having failed in something does not mean you are the failure unless you are the one that did not put in the effort. Those are some wise words from Ntuneni right here for your Monday motivation. And from me, Utisika Mazibuko Shabalala, your prime oh my goodness, your prime cut creative and positivity dose of the day. It is bye for now. See you bright and early tomorrow.